Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $, ORION, NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the NBA East Finals, game number 1, Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Live play-by-play reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So tip-off will be here in about 15 minutes, roughly. I'm ready to go. We got some of the photos of the starting lineup. Everyone is having a good Wednesday. Preston is in the building. What to do? I mean, I really think it comes down to if you're, a Celtic hater or a Laker hater. I think it kind of comes down to that for a lot of NBA fans that aren't Celtics fans, that aren't Heat fans, and maybe they're not Nuggets or Laker fans. So if you're an outsider looking in, who is more rootable? Who do you like more? Who defines you as a person, and based on the connection you have with that team? For me, it's not just because I'm a Blazer fan, but it's always been Larry Bird for me. I like Larry even over LeBron, honestly. Like, I think LeBron is the best all-around player of all time, no doubt. But I think Jordan and Kobe are better. And if I had to choose one forward, right, to be able to have all time, just for like one game, LeBron or Larry Bird in the prime, at the best of the best, I'm going Larry Bird. There's a lot of really awesome forwards, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan. There's a lot of guys that you could go power forward or small forward, Charles Barkley. But to me, Bird is not only the best, based off the Boston legacy, but I've never seen someone like as tall as Magic and him pass the way they did in the 80s and 90s. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like that again. And what made it special for Magic and Bird is how tall they were. And they passed better than the elite point guards at forwards or a point forward as Magic was. So for me, obviously Tatum and Brown, it's a little bit easier for me to connect there. And it's not really just Blazer-Laker hate, Laker-Blazers hate. I think they did a great job at the deadline, and now you can see they are reaping the benefits of it. Even though they lost game 1, they were down by 20+, lost, by less than 10. So, they got that fight in them. They made the right adjustments in the fourth quarter. Could the Lakers come back and win the series in 6 or 7? Yes. The best teams right now are Boston and the Denver Nuggets. It's really their series to lose. But if there was one team that maybe had a close shot to be able to win the series, of course it's Lakers, because we think that it is pretty even. I mean, we know the Joker is amazing, and maybe this is his year. If it ends up being the Nuggets and Celtics and the Celtics lose 2 years in a row, the only reason why is that you're playing against the best player in the NBA in the world right now. A guy that can get you 30, 20, and 20, or 30, 20, and 15, almost on the regular with the Joker and Jokic. So I love Tatum and Brown, but obviously they have to have a collective unit, and it is a team game. So we'll see where it goes. And then with the Miami Heat, I don't think they're that far behind either. I think that this series, a lot of people think, well, Miami Heat, they're not that good. They're the Heat. They got Jimmy Butler, but like who else? Right? Bam Adebayo, you get a lot of these haters looking on the outside, but don't be fazed, okay? The Heat legitimately have a shot. I don't want to say win the series because I don't think they will, but to be able to push the Celtics to the very brink of the edge, right? So which means that I think that this is going to go 6 or 7, but I would have Boston winning in both, examples. I think that Miami is a good team, but Boston is a championship caliber team. Now, on the flip side, the Denver Nuggets are the best team in the West, and they have been all year, right? But it's going to be up to Jamal Murray. It's going to be up to Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, those other guys. It has to be the role players that are going to have to step up for them. It can't be the Joker, relying on him to get 40, 20, and 20. And if for whatever reason he ends up having a game of like 18, 15 and 12, people are going to be bitching and complaining and crying. Still a triple-double. Yeah, I know it's not 30 or 40 points, but, the Lakers are good enough, in my opinion, even though I'm a Blazer fan and I always keep it 100. I'm not biased. I was the most impressed at the trade deadline with the Lakers, not only this year, within the last probably 5 to 10 years. I haven't seen a lot of teams execute that Get rid of the cancers, get rid of the non-fits, and Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook, aka Russell Westbrick, okay? And they keep Schroeder, the right choice. Austin Reeves steps up. You bring in Mo Bamba. Vanderbilt plays defense and rebounds. You know, Anthony Davis is one fall down away from a season-ending injury, right? But when he's on, he's on. You know, we know he can get the 40 and 20. 35 and 18. He's the man. And then LeBron is LeBron. So I do think the Lakers have a legitimate shot. Like I feel I don't want to, say that Miami has no shot because they're obviously here. And if they did upset Boston, who's to say that they wouldn't be able to ride that momentum? Of course, Miami would always be the number 4 out of these 4 teams. But if I had to rank them right now today, I'm going Boston Celtics number 1. I'm going Denver Nuggets number 2. And with a tie with the Lakers, because I can't really put Lakers 3 because I honestly think the Lakers could beat Denver if they get hot, even though Denver shouldn't lose the series. You have home court advantage. You won game 1. But if the Lakers somehow come back and win in 6 and 7, the Lakers can go all the way. Even if it ended up being Lakers-Boston, that's what the NBA wants. If you're an outsider, occasional watcher, bandwagon motherfucker, right? You are looking at what is, the best possible matchup for me to actually turn on the goddamn TV, not watch baseball or your movie or your favorite shows. You're like, okay, what's going to make me? Denver, that's not really a draw. Lakers are, because they're like the Cowboys. You either love them, you hate them. You root for them to do well, or you're like, fuck LeBron, fuck the Lakers. I hate them, right? And then with Boston, it goes the same way, but they're not treated the same way as the Patriots are. Boston has this legacy, but I think that since they did it the right way, and there's no cheating, just passion, energy, some of the best players we've ever seen ever, in Boston Celtics NBA history. I don't think Boston is perceived as much of a villain. They're a little bit more likable. They have cool jerseys, just like the Lakers, lots of history, but obviously with Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge and Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, right? That's me. Reggie Lewis, Bill Walton, back in the day, right? But obviously we know what the Lakers, how great they were. So I know the NBA wants money. Money equals ratings. Ratings equals money. And they want Lakers, Boston. But they can't, cheat for it. You know what I mean? It has to come organically. So we'll see on how it goes. But I definitely think that even though the Lakers are the underdog, of course, when you have Anthony Davis and LeBron, that's a little sexier, than the Joker on the Denver Nuggets. It's just nothing about Denver is going to be sexy ever. You know what I mean? It's just not. You know what I mean? But maybe they could be a modern day San Antonio Spurs. And if they can be that, then it's not going to matter. The legacy will speak for itself. So definitely have Miami being the lowest underdog. I think Lakers, Denver are tied because I could really see it going either way, even though I favor Denver slightly. And then I got the Boston Celtics. It's really their championship to lose. Now, if you go against Denver and they push you to your limits and you lose, I mean, what can you say? Joker, best player in the world right now. You lost to him finally. He got to the finals and he won. But that doesn't mean that Boston can't get back next year or the year after. Eventually, they are going to win, and I would assume they're going to bring back Tatum and Brown on the max contracts. Even if you have to pay some insane amount of money, $300 million for both, you keep them. Those are the right guys, because if you get rid of Jaylen Brown and get cocky and be like, well, I can just pair anyone with Tatum, you'll find out real quick that a lot of guys, it won't be a natural fit just because you go there. So I think that they should keep the pairing up, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Oh, baby, let's go. Let's go, baby. Celtics, Heat, Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go. And then some of the starting lineups that I felt that were going to be projected. And got Gabe Vincent. All the hate, shooting on Maxos. Small forward, Jimmy Butler. Power forward / center, Kevin Love. And one of the most underrated players in the league, Bam Adebayo. Miami Heat. Okay. But this right now, is a little different. Have a guy that's won Defensive Player of the Year. Solid number 3 option on any team. Gives you that passion and that energy. Marcus Smart. One of the most underrated lower name players that needs to be treated more as a higher name player. Jaylen Brown. a superstar that's already been in the making for the last couple years, a guy that can drop 20 to 50. No problem. Jason Tatum. One of the sleeper additions to a roster that has bounced around the league and went to a few teams. A guy that is old, is slow, but still can put up 15 to 25 points every 3 to 4 games. So it might be that game where everyone's off and then he carries you with 25 points and 5 threes. That could be the difference between winning and losing a game in the series. Al Horford. Very underrated. And he can still shoot the three, even though he's old. Better than people anticipate. Don't be shocked if he goes off in one of these games in the series and has 3, 4, 5 threes. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And at center, Robert Williams the third. Let's go. Tatum, Jimmy Buckets, Heat, Celtics, TD Garden. Let's go. He said Heat. What's good? Yeah, bro. Everyone is messaging me that too. They're like, hey, oh. He's like, hey, bro, dude, did you know the Mariners are just getting mollywopped? Yes, I know they're getting killed. It makes me feel wonderful, right? I love it. I love it when I see the Mariners just getting their ass kicked. I'm like, oh, Boston Celtics. Hey, Marco's doing pretty good. Maybe we'll win today. And then we get into the second or third inning, and I'm like, fuck, 9-0. And that was the last time I checked. I'm afraid to even look now. It was 3-0. Then Justin Turner had a 2-run bomb, and he's the Dodger I miss the most on my dad's Dodgers. I love Justin Turner. I'm a huge Justin Turner guy. Just weird seeing him on the Boston Red Sox, but he's kind of has that blue collar look. He was our original Big Red before Dustin May. I'm never going to get over that. There's just certain players that leave your team and you just never get over it. And I don't think I'll ever get over the fact of the Justin Turner, though. I don't think so. Yeah, but I know we're getting killed. I don't even want to look to see what it is. I'm going to. All right, let's look. What is it? 9-0 still. Oh, that's fantastic. I love being down 9-0 in the bottom of the third. There's nothing better. It's like they couldn't have kept it under 3. They had to just getting ready to watch this fucking Heat and Celtics, and then I got to be down 9. Fuck. All right. I guess that's how it goes, huh? You can't win them all. It's bad. It's drugs are bad. It's bad. She said, let's go Boston. Everyone's got their prerogatives. He said, go Hemi Butler. One thing I will say, the Miami Heat are likable. Yeah, I think the only team in the Final Four that's not really likable is, obviously going to be, for most people, the Lakers. But anytime that you're really, really good, Patriots, Lakers, Yankees, Dodgers, of course the haters are going to hate because, when you win a lot, that causes a lot of jealousy and envy. But it just depends if you cheated when you ended up winning. Do you have accusations linked to your coaches and your players and your organization, or are you just really fucking good? Oh, Larry was my number one player. I mean, obviously, it was Jordan, Drexler, Terry Porter, Buck Williams, Jerome Kersey, Kevin Duckworth, Uncle Cliffy, Cliff Robinson, Danny Young, all those guys, for me. But if I had to choose one player that was my favorite, Magic was unbelievable. Jordan was unbelievable. Obviously, Jordan's number one. We obviously know that, but I really did enjoy Larry Bird, man. I wish I could have watched everything live and been old enough to understand it, being able to see high school and then college and then seeing the March Madness tourney, with him and Magic and then, those early seasons. But obviously if you looked at the 86, team, that's pretty fucking special. He said, the Mariners are bad. Yeah, today they're bad. What's good? How are you? Let's get to 100 and donos. Let's do that. Rent went up. It needs to be paid. That's good, right? 9-0? Yeah, it's, you know what I mean? Like I said, you still want them to win. But again, it's not like we were the favored team and we lost on the, home ice. You have to always put it in perspective. There's going to be wins, there's going to be losses, but sometimes you got to go deeper and look at the gray area. Not everything in life is going to be black and white. Sometimes there's an underlining factor or an underlining meaning. So yes, it hurts. It's painful when you lose, but no one thought we'd get this far, and it sucks that it came to an end. But imagine if we would have got swept 4-0. We still would have been like, proud of this team, did awesome, went way further, baby blues. We're going to come back next year even stronger, and we're not going to get swept in the second round. We're going to win. We went all the way 7-7. You got to understand, like, out of all these like teams in history in hockey, I mean, there's probably less than 5 that are doing what the Kraken have done, in this short 2 years. So obviously with Vegas, obviously making it all the way in the inaugural, that's better, but they didn't win, but still very impressive. But as we know, if you're a expansion team, you're supposed to be ass. You're supposed to be horrible for the first 2-3 years until you get enough players where you can get good. All right, here we go, baby. Heat, Celtics at home. Celtics are favored. They should win this game by, 8 points or more. But in game ones, there are chances where the road team can steal it if they have good play by 2 superstars. So Jimmy Butler and if they do that, there is a chance that they could get lucky and steal game 1. I mean, I don't necessarily think the Heat would win the series, but I don't think it'd be that impossible. Look at the Lakers. They were down by 20, could have lost by 40, fought hard, and almost came back and won and lost by less than 10. So these teams are hungry. And again, even though the Heat are the worst based off their seed, and what they are, you can't underestimate a team that has a guy like a Jimmy Butler, like a Hall of Fame type of player. That's facts. So that's what makes this exciting on both sides. You have Hall of Fame players on both sides of the ball. The way that Brown and Tatum are going, if they can win a couple rings under their belt, yeah, they'll be Hall of Fame. They have a bright future, but obviously you got to get the rings at some point in the career, and hopefully both stay. Jimmy Butler, might be a borderline Hall of Fame type of player. Will he ever win a ring? Probably not, but he's damn good, right? And you got LeBron and AD, and then obviously on the other side, Joker is first ballot. I mean, Joker is ridiculous. And I can't wait to see Wemby, but I'm really sad he didn't go with the Blazers and Dame. That could have really turned shit around for us. Jumper. 2-0 Heat. It's weird seeing Kevin Love out there, but also cool. Watched him in high school when he was on Lake Oswego. He was averaging like 30, 20, and 20 in high school. And then was a little chubby, overweight, UCLA. Lost the weight, then came in a little bit better. But he weighed a lot more in high school. He really had to slim down. But I mean, shit, if you're like 6'10" in high school, and you're going up against guys that are probably 6'6", 6'7" for most. I mean, not every high school team is going to have a fucking guy that's 6'9" or 7 foot. And if you do, he might be loppy as fuck, and he might not even be able to play basketball. Facts. 10 minutes gone in the first quarter. We're knotted up at 2. Jimmy Bucket's about to take somebody to Flavortown. Jimmy, drop back. Woo! Jimmy. Him me. 4-2. Heat, baby. Let's go. Yeah, 9-0. Not good. $9:25 left in the first period. We're knotted up at 4. Jimmy with the jumper, no good. And obviously the momentum is going to be key. Like, whose crowd is the best out of all 4 teams? And it's clear it's Boston by a lot. Their energy in their crowd is better than Denver's, better than Miami's. And, the Lakers could be as good as Boston, but they just have too many Hollywood people there that are on their phones and they're not cheering. And if they had that, they would be possibly number 1 over Boston or right there. But I think they have too many people that are just there to show off rather than support the Lakers. Like, you're going to like an event and some people are not really like watching the game, which is a goddamn shame. All right, we're knotted up at 6. Little pick and roll with Marcus Smart. Nice pass. Oh my God, the dime. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Nice pass to Robert Williams. Very clean. 8-6 Celtics. Yeah, and again, we were going to end up doing, baseball, but there's just none of the games lined up based off the schedule. And, I did promise to do some NBA, not maybe every game, but, depending on, I'll sprinkle in a little bit of everything. Tomorrow will be the NHL playoffs with Florida and Carolina. I'm actually really excited about that, just to see if Carolina can match up and if Florida's run is going to continue. The one weak spot for the Celtics is their head coach, Mazzulla, but they have enough talent to be able to win it for them. All the way. There we go. Tatum with the flush. Yeet. 10-6 Celtics. And I just love the energy. And I think that's why I don't like the NBA also too much compared to other, of the four major sports. It's the one that you hear like the least amount of passion. Yeah, I know sometimes baseball fans are a little laid back and it's a different environment, but NBA fans are kind of like wrestling fans and football fans. They should be a little bit more noisy and rowdy. And when you only really have like the Celtics and the Warriors, like really being the rowdy arenas, it should be like that everywhere. It got to feed off that energy. Ooh, nice triple. All right, Gabe. 11-10 Heat, 7:25 left in the first quarter. Horford, little jab step, no good. Adebayo, he's very underrated. But the rumor is for the Blazers is we're going to not trade Dame because he wants to, build the legacy. We're not going to keep the number 3 pick. And then I don't know what we're going to do. Trade Nurkic, maybe Anthony Simons, the number 3 pick, and then try to get like Pascal Siakam. Or Bridges, or something of that nature, but that still is not good enough. We get rid of some of our talent, and then we add a piece that is like on a Dame level. But then what about the rest of the team? So I do like Shaedon Sharpe though, but we have nowhere near being a championship caliber team in the near future. It doesn't look like. Now, if we sign Draymond and a few others after we do this move, then yeah, then maybe. But jab step by Jimmy Butler, no good. I would like Draymond on Portland, though. I won't lie. And they would be stupid to let him go. If you had to choose between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, even though he's old, you pick Draymond. Draymond will help you win a championship. Poole is expendable. Facts. Poole's a good shooter, but he cares about the baddies in the front row too much. He's more of a me player than a team player. Sometimes you can kind of gauge that. Kyrie, me player. Durant, me player. Look at how they're perceived. It's not about the flat earth shit, Kyrie. You know what I mean? It's just, you're about you. And if you're not making teammates better, it's not good for your legacy. So even though LeBron is hated, he makes people better, 12-10 Heat, 7:03 left in the first quarter. And again, I think Miami can push, to 6 or 7. So don't be surprised if this goes 6 or 7. It should be Boston 4, Miami 2. Denver Nuggets 4, Lakers 2. But these two teams are hot right now, the Heat and the Lakers. They could push these teams to the limits. Brown with a fadeaway. No good. Bam with another rebound. Oh, I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it. Adebayo, floater, fouled, goes to the ground. No call. Tatum with a hurdle. Oh. Brogdon for 3. Let's go. We're knotted up at 13. And that's why I think I do have a problem with the NBA. Maybe deep down, I have to really understand, why am I upset with certain things? And I get upset when I don't feel the energy and the emotion and the passion from the game. And if I don't see that across the board, then it starts to get me to lose interest. I want to be, in that stadium, behind the duck bench. I want to be as close to the front row when I'm going to a wrestling match. I want to be able to be a part of that energy. Celtics got that energy just like the Warriors fans. But Warriors fans are younger. They're like a bunch of tech, kids and whatnot. And there's also some older people in there too. But they have one of the youngest fan bases that just has money, but they're passionate. There'll be some bandwagons in there too. Let's not lie about that. Anytime you have Curry, Clay, and Draymond and you're winning championships, there's going to be a bandwagon. It's like when they were rooting for LeBron, then they went back to the Warriors, and now they went back to maybe the Lakers, the flip-flop. But I like Boston's crowd. And that's why I'm doing this game today. Let's go. 16-15 Celtics. Yeah, let me get you some photos since you're in here right away. What do you want? I can give you something other than Kraken. I mean, we can still hang on to the Kraken, or we can move forward to Seahawks. if you want me to throw some Seahawk representation, a little Kraken, for your generous dono yesterday, and then you had to dip out. So I never, forget. I always want to make sure that we take care of everyone and make sure that, we're showing the proper gratitude and whatnot. And then I know that we'll end up getting to a good number today. Hopefully we'll get some goats to come through and we'll be good to go. So you let me know or whenever you're thinking, and I can do that. But Marcus Smart is kind of like the Draymond Green on the Celtics. They have, and then they have just a pure, one-on-one player. And a lot of times, people think Tatum is the best player on the team. But if you look at like consistency, Jaylen Brown is like so consistent. So even though maybe Jason Tatum is getting more like love, for like the 50-point game type things, but sometimes Tatum ends up having like that bad game. So we got to remember about that. But who usually doesn't have bad games? It's usually Jaylen Brown. He usually a little bit more consistent. But Tatum has the bigger upside for the bigger point total. Horford, baby. You're old, but you can still shoot the three. Robert Williams, the third. Gabe Vincent. Max Strus. Jimmy Butler. Kevin Love. And Bam Adebayo. Rebounding machine. Oh, yeah. Bang, bang. Let's go. You aren't just one you. There are many versions of you. There's the one who's sure, let's do it. Yeah, we can do that. Let us do that. I wish we were still playing, but they went a lot farther. But the thing is that what makes it kind of hurt is that I think a lot of people thought that we could have gone farther. That's what makes it kind of hurt, because we legit, you don't really know, where, the stop sign's going to come up and the road ends. And it kind of felt like, that maybe we could have went one more round. And if we were going to lose, we were going to lose in that round. But the further you go, the more belief you have, right? You're like, okay, well, if we won this one, maybe we can win this one. We won that one. Well, we're already an underdog. Why not this one? So, but it's so early. Like I said, the future of Seattle and Portland, Pacific Northwest sports in the Portland, Seattle metro area, it's looking up. Seahawks, Mariners, Kraken. When they bring back the Sonics, then everything will be holy and good. But yeah, so far so good. Let's go, baby. Jason Tatum will score more points tonight. All right, 16-15 Celtics, 5:50 left in the first quarter. Yeah, I got to watch AEW. I want to watch the replay, but I don't really want to watch all of it of the Mariners. I watched some, but gosh, what a shellacking. Butler with the fade is good. 17-16 Heat. And I love the Boston crowd again. It's lots of passion, lots of energy. And it's always like that, whether their team is good or bad. Their fans always bring it. Ooh, nice deep three. 19-17 Celtics. But at least the Miami Heat and the Lakers, if they don't win the series, at least that I think people are understanding that they are good enough to, take it to 6 or 7. And sometimes when we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals, it's not necessarily going to be a sweep, but we have seen it where it's been like 4-1 and you know who's going to win. The other team is just trying to win one so they don't look embarrassing. But with the Heat and the Lakers, I think Lakers have a better shot than Miami does overall, but I do think Boston should win it in 6, but the series could go 7 if Jimmy Butler and company play well, steal a couple on the road, especially this one in game 1 would be key. And this could go 7, but even if it goes 7, I don't really see any scenario in my brain of them beating Boston unless Tatum or Brown gets hurt. And if that happens, then yes, Miami can win. But other than an injury, this should be Boston in 6. But I definitely think that game 1 is always a game that you could steal. Because, you already come off that big 51-point game with Tatum. The energy was at its very highest. So then you have to bring that Uncle Mo and that momentum back. It disappeared, right? So you know that they're going to be hyphy, but if the Heat start playing really good in the second half, the crowd might be a little quiet, and that might hurt them. And we know Jimmy Butler is the type of guy that could put up a huge game, just as big as anyone on the Celtics. That's, facts. Butler, good job there not being a ball hog and shooting in a double team. Kicks it out for three. Nice. 22-19 Heat. The 22-19 Heat. .425 left in the first quarter. Good aggressive tip there. Might have been a travel by Brown. Oh, good idea by Jimmy right there, but just didn't connect on that backdoor cut. Nice pass. 22-21 Heat. Here's what you're talking about. The Heat three-point shooting last year led the league in three-point shooting percentage, 27th this year, but 5th now in the playoffs. All right, 4 minutes to go. 22-21. I don't even want to know what the Mariners score is. Is it still 9-1? Something probably terrible. 9-1. Gosh, in the fourth inning. Shot is no good. There we go. We got to get it started at some point. Appreciate that. $5 holla. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. 95 to go. Let's get there. Let me know what you want to see, and I got you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, too bad no Tyler Hero. That's facts. Oh, no worries. Second free throw is good. 23-22 Celtics. There we go. Super hot still again today. I think it's going to be the beginning of the cool down, but I think it's like the last day of like 90 degrees that we're going to have, which is good. Jimmy. Oof. Jimmy Butler. He said, I hit you with that. I hit you with that. Nice job, Jimmy. Oh, backdoor to Jaylen Brown. Just stud. 25-24 Celtics. Wish the Mariners weren't doing so bad that I'd have that to watch later in AEW. Floater. Jimmy is feeling like it feels like a 30 or 40 point performance he's trying to put down, and that might be what he needs to do for the Heat to steal this in game one. No good. Oh, nice steal. Ooh, nice steal. Oh, baby. Nice layup. 26-25 Heat. $85. All right, let's go over some of these hack photos for Megan, and then what are you wanting to? You got anything specific you want to see? I got you as well, and then hopefully we'll get a few more people to come through.
Sure do. That's why at Progressive we show your rates from other companies, even if they're lower than ours, so you can choose what's best for your family.
Comparing rates used to be a hard day's work, but now with Auto Quote Explorer.
You need help here?
No.
So join us and taste why Progressive is the name people trust. Sorry, are we talking about apples now or insurance? That's not funny. This is a butter cookie.
You know, we have our ups and we have our downs, but you'd be surprised, looking at things and, being out in nature and, hearing the sounds of the animals and, getting some exercise and fresh air and just, doing the things that you enjoy to do. And obviously I love to be able to look at the nostalgia. So for me, it's a lot of 80s and 90s stuff that I look at, every day, and try to soak that in. And it's good for the mental health. Let me tell you. Yeah, and I'm definitely excited to be able to, depending on what we have for a schedule and whatnot, but to consider, doing Kraken games, even regular season. It'll be fun. I'm excited. The Baby Blues. Let's go. Sure, I gotcha. Yeah, well, like when we end up doing these, it's like I hope that the matchup ends up being pretty good, and it's a little bit more watchable than the Lakers Nuggets. So, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, BK, have it your way, you rule. Damn it! I don't know if anyone's heard the one that's got like 10 people singing on it, the new one. Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. Not it's like it's evolving. It's just terrible. It's Nolan. Not oh.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands every BMW feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering.
Another Nolan. Hey.
Ultimate electric driving.
Let's go. Let's go.
Take advantage of financing as low as 2.99% and a $2,000 credit.
Stan Van Gundy, former head coach of the Miami Heat, first year of that 03-04 season, top assistant was
yeah, it's just it just gives me another thing, because obviously, if I was able to do NASCAR on a weekly basis and be able to, have those numbers, I that is something that I need something to replace something if I have something that's that gets kind of taken away from me and whatnot. So always good to be able to have that connection, and moving forward, it'll be a lot of fun. Nice bank shot by Tatum. 27-26 Celtics. Pritchard, go Ducks. He's a scrappy player, if you take him for granted, he can hit the three. He's a pretty athletic kid. I mean, anyone that's going to be able to make it to the NBA from Oregon. Deep three, no good. Oh, good hustle. Oh, turned over. Jimmy Butler with the steal. 27-26 Celtics, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Pretty competitive first quarter. Not too sloppy. Good defense for Pritchard on Jimmy Butler. Oh, and he still made it. Pure. (28-27) Heat. Horford with a pump fake. No good. And I think a big part of why the Celtics work is they don't really have any ball hogs on the team. Sometimes Tatum can get a little, ball hoggish because, he's known as the face of the franchise and the best player. But I think there's, comes a time where I think he even knows where maybe he's forcing it too much. And especially when you got a guy that's as capable as you as Jaylen Brown, there's no need for you to be shooting more than you need to. And then not only that, but then there's others that can step up on the roster. It's not like you don't have talent there. Like everyone in the starting lineup and the bench can score. It's just a matter of if you're a team player or if you're a me player. Oh, from deep. Wow. White for three. He's scrappy too, and he's underrated. Every, like I would say maybe 1 or 2 games in the series, he might end up with more than 10 points. And If he really gets going, he could have like 20. He's done it before. 53 seconds left in the first quarter. 30-28 Celtics. Good first half. Good first quarter. And we'll see what the second quarter entails here in just a few minutes. Butler with a pick and roll. Floater. Yeah, Jimmy's trying to get like 40. He's like, I'm going to take as many shots as possible. Started 0 for 3 from deep. Celtics 4 for 6. Big steal from the Heat. All the way. Oh, no good. White with the rebound and fouled. There we go. Nice. All right, hold it for the last shot here. 30-28 Celtics with 15 seconds left. And they got White at the top of the key. Pritchard in the corner. No good. Shoot. No good. End of the first quarter. Celtics 30, Heat 28. All right, 30-28. I see you.
Everything looks so good.
Right? I'm hearing the new Google Pixel is really great. And it comes with AT&T's best deals on all of them.
This one looks nice.
That's a house favorite. And it's served with your choice of
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Gotta be a catch.
No catch and no trade.
All right, no problem.
Oh, how do you know all this?
Need to like take a peek at the Mariners. I know it's like disgusting, but I love my team so much. Like even when we suck, I always want to still see what's going on, you know? All right, so I'm just going to take a quick – Julio is up, so of course I'm fucking – let's go, dude. Come on now. Julio, chopper towards third. Oh, it's safe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby. My dude, I turned it on. Boom, he got a hit. 9-1. My dude, let's go. Only down 9-1, no problem. Top of the fifth. Disgusting. The hell's going on? This is what's happened to the Mariners today, right there. Finley in the building. What to do? All right, come on, Kellenick. 9-1 Red Sox. Golly. 30-28 Celtics after the first quarter. First quarter was good. How you doing, Finley?
What if I get back in the old school cars?
State Farm's here to help.
What if we get back in the old school shorts? And as the Phoenix Suns take on the Memphis Grizzlies.
At State Farm, we're there for your winners. Get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I like how well-rounded the Celtics are. Every player does their role. Everyone's a little bit different. No one's the same. That's why it works. You got to crawl before you walk. That last finals against the Warriors hurt. No, but they're definitely good enough now moving forward to win it all. Heat aren't there yet. Need a few more players. No disrespect to Gabe Vincent or Max Strus. They need better. Jimmy Butler is nice. Kevin Love is a little old. Bam Adebayo is fantastic. So you got two. But you just need a little bit more depth.
Simply Spiked. Tastes like your favorite juice. Now spiked. Now introducing Simply Spiked Peach. It's getting juicy. Dallas Cowboy linebacker Micah Parsons is here tonight wearing a microphone for Bleacher Report. Check out the Dallas Cowboy Stars courtside experience, which is powered by AT&T 5G throughout the night, only on VR.
All right, baby. Micah Parsons in the building, huh? First playing game to the Hawks. Second playing game defeated the Bulls to earn the 8th seed. Upset number 1 seeded Bucks 4-1. That's shocking. Knicks. But Giannis went down with that back, the injury, and then he came back and missed all those free throws. It shows you how important free throws can be. But it's not like they, took it to deep in the series. At 4-1, that's pretty embarrassing, especially if you have the guy that's the best player supposedly in the world. You know, you don't want to, you know, it's a team game, but still, you know, just like Embiid kind of shit the bed too. James Harden really shit the bed. Floater.
Tatum and Rob Williams. And Miami begins this quarter with Adebayo back on the floor for the Heat. Tonight from Boston, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Amazon. And by Universal Orlando.
Okay, baby.
The Magic. It's real. Brogdon at the stripe. Duncan Robinson is coming for the first time.
Oh, got Duncan Robinson in there. The role players. Got to have good role players to be able to get this far, and especially to win it all. There's always going to be times where your top two guys are struggling or in foul trouble, and you need that spark. Brogdon, he's like, well, I was on the Bucks. Let me just go here and win 6, man. Let me go to the Celtics. 32-30 Celtics. Oh, what a windmill.
Concerns coming out. Allie updated us before the game clearly, but something to keep an eye on as we go through this series. Foul goes on Tatum.
Not JT in the building. How are you? Well, I already decided that, you know, I did game 5 of the Lakers and Warriors, so it's not like I'm going to do every game, but it just depends on what else is on. So if like I can't do the Mariners or Dodgers and there's nothing I can do like late at night and there's no NHL on for the playoffs, then I'm kind of forced, you know, to do what the event is, you know. And I this one is a little easier for me to watch, even though I'm not a big fan of the NBA anymore, but this one's way easier to watch than the Lakers and Nuggets. That one is, I don't want to say it's unwatchable, but I mean, I'm not going to watch the Laker game just to be petty and hope that they lose. Like when you get some of those people that just watch Cowboy games just so they can talk shit to their Cowboy friends and just be petty or whatever. Like, I don't, you know, there's going to be plenty of hate by certain teams that are great, but yeah. But both series are very entertaining, and they will go 6 or 7 both. Oh, good steal, 38-34. Miami. I love the unselfishness from Boston. Brogdon, so good. $5. Let's get to a hundo. Let's do that. Adebayo trying to go for the and one. No good. I do like Bam. They just need more. They got Bam, they got Jimmy, but they need more. So what's going on with you now, JT? Enjoying this nice weather in the Pacific Northwest? Hot, man. I assume it's pretty hot where you are too, but for us, we've had like 90-degree temperatures for like the last 3-4 days. So a little too hot for my liking, but it is nice to, you know, see the sun and feel the sun and be out there, you know, in the morning before it got too hot with Paisley. So 9:32 left in the second quarter. Miami Heat 38, Celtics 36. And again, this is a game that the Heat can steal. Game 1 is always a game, and no matter what, in any series, baseball, basketball, hockey, always can be stolen the first game on the road. Usually the home team is a little lackadaisical. You know, they're feeding off the energy of the crowd, but, you know, it's like you have to start that momentum over. And if you have a couple players on the opposing team that step up, like 2, you know, that can have like monster numbers, sometimes that's enough for them to steal that game 1. Good ball movement by Boston. Tatum with the flop. Come on, Tatum. Don't be like the Lakers. Nice pass. Oh. Tatum tried to do some Mortal Kombat drop kick. He was doing some Street Fighter move there on the ground. Double dragon. Yeah. I mean, I think, it's like you can, if you're not biased and you just look at these teams, right? Boston has the better depth. You know what I mean? Maybe Miami has the better coach, so they got that going for them. Jimmy Butler can be the most dominant player in the series, even more than Tatum or Brown if they start declining, which we don't really think is going to happen overall in the series. But Jimmy can put up just as big of numbers as Brown and Tatum. We've seen him do it. But who else? It's like Bam gives you rebounds and defense, but he's not a guy that's typically going to give you like 30 and 15. So it's like you're not going to be able to have Jimmy Butler have off game, and then Bam is going to give you 40. That's just not going to happen. So teams are built a little different. The Heat are underdogs, fun team to watch. But again, after what happened with the Celtics last year, the pain, playing a team that was better than you, and it could be pain again. It could be playing the Lakers and losing, or playing the Nuggets and Joker, the best player in the world right now, losing. It's possible, but I know the NBA wants Celtics Lakers for ratings because people can talk shit and boo for either one or cheer for either one. But realistically, it should be Nuggets Celtics. That's what it should be, unless like the Joker gets hurt. But he is the best player in the world right now. 39-37, Miami. Bro, you did? Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. A lot of people, don't understand, but, sometimes people like to cook. Sometimes, people like to get outside and, get some little projects done and whatnot. Some people think it's like, fuck this. I hate this. They'll pay someone to do it for them. But sometimes it's kind of nice to get out there and, take care of stuff on your own, unless it's like someone's forcing you or making you do it, but if it's something that you're doing it on your own, or it was something that you was already talked about. But heck yeah, man. A little maintenance and whatnot. Especially if you have an appreciation for like your stuff, in your place, right? It's like you're not going to put all this time and effort, hours and hours. And, some people care about like the lawn and the house, the property. Some people don't, White with a 3, no good. Nice pass by Lowry. Woo, bam, with the dunk, but with a travel. Bam, Adebayo. He's like, let me shoot the 3. I'll bounce it off your head. Boop. Oh, you are? Oh, you got to do the weed barrier. Yeah. Well, you learned your lesson, right? So, you put in some time and then got lazy with it, didn't go do all the steps, said, fuck it, it'll be okay. And then found out, fuck it, it won't be okay. But now you know. And then moving forward, you're always going to do the barrier and the overall product will be better. Nice 3. Wow, Lowry off the bench. Mike Lowry. Kyle Lowry. 27-foot 3 from deep. I see you, Kyle. It's like, remember when Lowry and DeRozan were like really good for Toronto? Seems like a billion years ago. I mean, I remember when Vince and T-Mac were on the fucking Raptors. Nice. Nice follow by Robert Williams. Yeah. He said, I got to do that weed barrier. Got to. Like, I can tell, too, like, there's some people in the neighborhood, where I do the walk, with Paisley. And sometimes I'll let her go into, certain people's lawns, and just kind of walk. Not, like, mess it up and, take a piss or shit or just, like, start digging, but sometimes she just likes to walk through, certain pieces of grass. But when I see people that have, like, resodded and, like, they have it marked off, I'm not going to just let her dance around, in, some new sod that was laid down, or if someone's got some, lime or fertilizer and whatnot, you got to pick and choose. Neighborhood, so you could definitely tell the people that really are anal and care about their lawns and the people that give no fucks, but most do, you can tell. And it was crazy too, because I actually saw 2 different people that resodded in the neighborhood, and I thought that was a little odd. But I guess if you're not happy with, the grass, you're like, fuck it. I guess if you're rich enough, I'm going to do this. Rip out all the fucking grass, start over. Okay. Rich dogs. 44-42. Lowry with 13. Mike Lowry. 5 for 6 off the bench. Oh, charge. It's always a good story when you can have like an old school vet like Lowry that can still like show you that he's still got it. You know, he's not the same player as he was, but still can be productive and be a threat and an option, maybe even a surprise. So I love that. I'll see you, bro.
What about sharks? I'm very concerned about that.
How's the team working out?
This is going to be harder than I thought.
Get away from her.
Oh no, Billy Graham passed away. No, I know he was on life support and they were talking about taking him off or not. And I think the wife and like the family was like, no, but I think they finally were like, we have to do this now. And oh, that sucks. And thank you, Sarah, for the help. And then Cyberpunk with the Twitter there. I appreciate that.
You're making moves. Doing deep dives on diversification strategies. You're even earning high interest rates on your cash with Robinhood Gold.
All right, let's look at the stat line here real quick. Lowry with 13. Jimmy Butler. What do you got, Jimmy? Jimmy's got 12, I believe. Yeah, Jimmy's got 12. And then on the flip side, Williams, right? You probably think that's like the fifth option. He's got 10 points. Tatum with 9, Brown with 8. So who would have thought at this point Robert Williams would have the most points there? But, you know, they're well-rounded. Okay, baby. All right, I got to go look to see what the Mariners are doing, even though I know it's terrible. All right, let me flip it back here. What am I looking at? 12-1. It was just 9-1. It was 3-0. Then it was 5-0. Then it was 9-0. Then 9-1. Now it's 12-1. And it's only in the 5th inning. What the fuck? You have to be fucking shitting me. What? 12-1? Fuck. Well, I guess that's what it is. Safe to say, I may not be watching this whole replay. Oh my God, 12-1. Fuck.
During Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, save up to 50% on top brands like Sleepy's Queen mattresses starting at $179.99. Shop now at Mattress.
See if I can find another Nolan photo for you, and hopefully we get some more goats to come through. Did Arenado homer again? Is the streak still going, or did the streak end with the 6? It was like 5 consecutive games of home runs. Did he home run, or did the streak end with that, or is he still in the running for that? Because I know Griffey had 8, and that was like a big deal. It's very hard to homer in that many consecutive games. And even though both of our teams kind of are booty and kind of ass and whatnot, it was really cool to be able to see your Cardinals there and kind of mingle with some of the fans and whatnot. I don't regret, choosing that matchup to go see. Still would have been awesome to see like Pujols and Yadier Molina and whatnot if they were still there. But and at least I got to see, our guy Walker before he got sent down. Is he back on the lineup now, or is he still in AAA? Still, that's mind-boggling. Like, unless you're doing it for like a pitcher or something. So he's still in the running. Oh, okay, singled, still in the running. Good. All right, 44-43. Tatum ties the game up at 44. And like I said, the reason I think the Celtics the best, out of all the teams that are left, I think I just like their overall squad from top to bottom. I think they have the most like impact guys top to bottom that they can have play. Brogdon, White, Pritchard, Blake Griffin, and Williams. Just those guys alone, that's another starting 5. Like, oh, so I mean, they're like 10 deep. Will they go 10 deep? You're not going to play Blake Griffin or Williams that much, but good depth, and I like it. Each guy is a little different. Like no one is exactly the same. There's not a same style or type of player. Everyone brings something to the table that's a little bit unique and different on that Boston Celtic roster. The way they move, the way they pass, the way they play defense, the way they rebound. Like everyone's body shape, it's like everyone's just different, but it's just a nice blend of athletes. They went through the pain last year. They're ready. Marcus Smart on the line. Still in AAA. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Everyone's like, oh, Roman Reigns, Hollywood, Roman Reigns. And then Seth already got an opportunity. I mean, you're probably going to see not a lot of wrestlers, but there'll be a few that will get some opportunities like that. Very cool. I mean, Seth has always been my favorite, you know, right when he came in, NXT Championship, and then obviously the Shield. I mean, that will always be one of my favorite factions behind NWO. And you know, Roman was always third to me on there, just because he couldn't talk. But he's gotten so much better, you know, even though people want this bloodline thing to end, including myself. But yeah, he's always been like the top dog. Like after Stone Cold and Rock, I was like looking for that next guy that would be like my favorite. And I do like AJ Styles a lot too. I wish he would have been able to come over in WWE earlier and whatnot. But those are very athletic. Those are the dudes. Oh, Kevin Love for three. It's like I'm old, but I can still shoot threes. 47. Oh, baby. Horford. He said what? 49-47 Celtics. We got a little pick and roll action here. Three, no good. And one. My man. Hey, Jaylen Brown. (51-47) Celtics up by 4:47 left. I mean, I'm very particular, you know, on who I like, you know, overall and whatnot. So not a whole lot that I like about WWE, but obviously, regardless if Seth is a face or a heel, you know, that's to me like one of the most entertaining. It's like him and, you know, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, like never bad matches. It's always entertaining. Lowry. No good. Celtics up by 5, 52-47. 4:20 left in the second quarter. Nice pass. Horford from the corner. Bang, baby. You already know. You already know, baby. 55-47 Celtics.
Florence. That's Stefania, our host. Yeah, we stayed in the room in her place, and every morning she'd make us coffee.
All right, let me take a quick peek to see what we got going on in the Mariners. See if we're down 15-1 now. Oh, no, not 15-1. Still 12-1. So I don't have to worry. The comeback is still in full effect. I mean, anybody can come back from 11 runs down. I mean, it's the top of the sixth. Plenty of time. Gosh, I can't even imagine if I ended up doing this game. It's not like I would have ended the stream early or anything, but whew, I don't even know if I've had a stream like that in a long time. 12-1. I'm trying to remember the last time I had a stream that bad. I can't remember a ass whooping like that. Damn it, foul ball. Caballero. Top of the sixth, 12-1 Red Sox. 2-2 count to Jose Caballero. We're only down by 11. Fuck. All right, go back to the game. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just if you're a fan of, DC or Marvel or Star Wars, there's always going to be something, to watch on Disney or in the theaters, or once it comes, through a streaming platform. Sometimes seeing stuff in the theater is pretty cool. Obviously, especially with like the Marvel, Star Wars type stuff, special effects. And obviously most people don't have a sound system in their house that can compare, or a screen as big as what they offer, I know some people are probably shocked about the Seth Rollins, getting that opportunity. He's got a hell of a lot of charisma, man. And the best part is his talking, can match the actual skills in the ring. Like Randy Orton talking in the ring. Legendary, both. Can play a face, can play a heel. Seth, same. AJ Styles, same. Very unique look, move set, different. I mean, if we're talking about in the last like 10, 15, 20 years, like who's been the most impactful since they've, come through. It's hard to argue with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen these guys ever have a bad match, like ever. Yeah. Yeah. But just because you're, if you're trying to be like The Rock, like people have to understand that, even if you don't like The Rock, or if you're not a fan of him, if you want to be a hater, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like the movies and whatnot, I mean, not everyone's going to be able to do TV and movies, from just being a wrestler. 55-47. Celtics, alley-oop, no good. Horford with the rebound. Nice pass, backdoor. Woo! There we go. 57-47. There we go. What a dime. Marcus Smart, I see you. Celtics pulling away. Lowry, two-man game. Should have just shot it right there. Horford with the steal. Good passing by Boston. Foul. No call. Should have been a foul right there. Body to Brogdon. That's why he lost the ball. No call. Strus with the jumper. Yeah. $57-49 Boston. Two-man game with Marcus Smart and Horford. Two-man game. Nice play. Marcus Smart. Al Horford. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 59-49. Celtics up by 10. Key stretch here for the Heat if they want to be able to be competitive in the second half. They can't get down by too much and get real sloppy here and be down by like 15-18. Shot clock violation. Uh-oh. That momentum. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that they've disrespected Rollins' career. There's a few people that, I mean, I know he could have made a scene on social media and could have been petty about it. He knew his time was coming, but, I guess it just depends on, if it's Vince that likes faces or Triple H that likes to develop heels. But regardless, face or heel, it's like for a guy to be that talented. I mean, I'm not saying has to have a belt around the waist like throughout his whole career, but I mean, IC belt, championship belt, tag belt. I mean, as far as WWE trying to have the ratings and whatnot, utilize the best pieces that you have. You listen to the crowd, feel the vibe. I mean, it's not just like, the people, inside WWE know how good Seth Rollins is. Everyone in the world knows. No one's going to do your chant if they don't really think that you're good. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to take it to that extreme and chant and sing your song in every building across the world unless they do really, really respect you and like you and think that you are the real deal Holyfield. And one for Jimmy Butler. It's a little different for like Chris Jericho with Judas. That just is the fucking best song ever. It's word for word. He wrote it with Fozzy. I mean, it's the reaction that gets. I mean, sometimes people will do the oh, and they can sing that with like Becky Lynch, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, all right? Or with the Cody Rhodes, There's like a little moment where you can sing. But when they're doing it word for word, like singing the whole song, that's like next level shit. So that's why I feel that one is undefeated. Jericho, a pioneer in the wrestling game. Minute 45 left in the second quarter. Celtics up by 10, 62-52. Unselfish basketball. No surprise. Tatum says, get off me, little man. Too much Tatum. 64-52 Celtics. Minute 30 left before we get into halftime. And then your boy might get a piece of pizza. Oh, for three. Nice shot by Vincent. All right, Gabe. I didn't forget about you. Oh, baby, the Mariners are only down 11 runs. 12-1. 64-55 Celtics. Well, I think at least I love the Celtics enough where, this isn't really pulling teeth for me. Nice pass. Especially when I get like unselfish play. I get defense. I get rebounding. I get passion. I get energy from not only the players, but the fans. That's what I need. I don't think that's asking too much, just to have like a competitive feel when you watch something. And I think that's why with college hoops minus March Madness, I can't really hate on the kids in that environment. But as far as NBA, it's just, I don't know. It's sometimes not enough emotion for me. I want to be able to feel that energy. And that's one thing I can appreciate by the Warriors and the Celtics, whether you love those players or you don't love them, you hate them. The crowds always bring it. And then when you have better crowd participation, like at a wrestling event for WWE, AEW, when you hear the crowd chanting and going fucking bananas for 3 hours, and then they go back to the United States and it's quiet, it's like lame. Like, it's like you expected this big Monday Night Raw after the pay-per-view and the fans are just like non-existent. It's terrible, but it really does show you who the best fans are in the world. And a lot of them are international fans. And another reason why they're so good is because they don't get those shows as often. We're spoiled here. 64-57 Boston. Like, if I ever get rich, I would love to go to Canada to see an AEW or WWE pay-per-view, or to go overseas. Maybe not the Saudi Arabia, and some of those other ones. I'm not, they had the Puerto Rico one. I think instead of like Puerto Rico or Saudi Arabia, if like I was going to go, I would want to do like the Wales one, like somewhere in Europe. Europe or Canada. I feel that those fans are just fucking nuts, and that's where I would want to be. Floater by Lowry, no good. 66-57, Celtics, baby. Halftime, 66-57. Celtics are up. All right, I'm going to go flip it to the Mariners because we're fucking terrible, right? So I'll watch a little bit of this, and then as soon as I see that we're back, then we'll go back to the game. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously with the with those three, and then with MJF, I mean, obviously the way that they're pushing MJF and whatnot, it's kind of difficult to think that they would even drop the belt off of him, because they're trying to, this is their version of Roman Reigns, over here on AEW, and you don't want to build someone up as like being like the best talker in the business, like by a long shot, right? And then have him get the belt finally, and then have him drop it. It just wouldn't make sense. So, I would like to be able to see, someone get the belt from him, at some point, but I don't know. It just, at this point, he's too big. They have to go for like a different type of belt. But it would be cool to see like Sammy get a belt one day, or Darby or Jungle Boy. But Darby and Jungle Boy are kind of like smaller. It's like maybe they need to create like kind of like an IC title, for AEW, and have like some of those guys go for that one. Not saying that they can't be heavyweight champ and whatnot, but yeah, I don't know. And like I said, that's why sometimes, with NBA stuff, like no matter if I, make the thumb or not, and, just I'll do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? And it's just, I feel like the turnouts, even if the GOATs and some of the regulars know, it's like maybe they're not, really into the whole thing either. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're watching it on the side. Maybe they have the score like on an app, but they're not watching it, caring about it as much, I mean, shit, for me, I'd rather do Dodgers and Mariners, honestly, or NHL playoffs. That's not, just truthful, but we'll see. We'll see on how things go. All I can do is just grind it out and hope that people show up and show some love, right? I mean, it's not like the game was bad. I mean, it's not like I want to end the stream and it was terrible. Like, obviously, these are two fun teams to watch. I think this series is a little bit more watchable than the Lakers and Nuggets, unless the Nuggets have a great offense, and then they're a little bit more watchable. I mean, obviously, the Joker is really watchable, but it's just Denver's not a sexy team. Like, Jamal Murray's cool. I mean, I think it's just that Nuggets. It's just, I don't know. But they do actually have a fantastic team that could win it all this year. I mean, like, you have that feeling that, like, the Joker is going to win one. Like, it seems like he'll be able to win one faster than maybe Luka or Embiid. Giannis already got his or whatnot. So for like MVP guys, but it just feels like he's way too talented to not end up getting a minimum of one. Like, maybe go to one or two finals in his career. Maybe if he's blessed and he can keep winning the West and getting there, maybe they can go 3 times to the finals in his career, or 4, and maybe he can get at least one championship. But I feel like he's too good not to get at least a ring in his career before his career is over. I mean, he's so money. 12-3 Red Sox. Fuck. Yeah, wrestling too. And AEW has been pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I always remember the Dikembe Mutombo year, against the Sonics when they were an 8 seed and won, and you had Dikembe on the floor holding the basketball. And obviously this team is, it's not Rodney Rogers, not LaFonso Ellis. It's, not Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. But yeah, I mean, I just feel with the Joker, if you look at his stat line and what he does, he's like a triple-double machine, and he's a really good passer. He does unbelievable things on the floor. And I know like Embiid and Luka are more flashy, but the Joker is kind of like a better player all around, because he doesn't like really look sexy, and he's not flashy, but he's like that, Tim Duncan modern day, where it's not going to be sexy bank shots, but he just fucking does everything really fucking good. Passing, shooting, rebounding, basketball IQ. But the thing I like about the Joker the most is the passing, and just being so well-rounded. Like rebounding and shooting, you're big enough where you should dominate those two things. But passing, for a big guy, that takes that extra level of smoothness and basketball IQ. And I love good passing. That's my number one thing. So almost broke the mic. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe, like I said, maybe if the defense, was better and the energy was better, from the fans, then maybe college hoops and NBA would be something that I could really love, like when I was a kid. But I just don't think it's ever going to happen for me. The NBA and college hoops has gotten replaced, by NHL and Major League Baseball, NASCAR. I mean, it's really on the bottom of the depth chart now. And obviously wrestling and football is at the top. Goats, where are you? Where are the goats? I mean, normally I don't start that early either. I usually like to start a little bit later, like around 7, but hopefully we'll get some people to come through and hang out. Unless just as a group that no one really cares.
Weird smell in your home? We added a raw egg odor to natural gas to help you detect even the smallest thing. Get everyone outside, then give us a call. We'll be there right away to make sure everything's safe, day or night. Remember,
I think I'm going to go grab a bite of pizza real quick while we're still at halftime.
Look at this game. I was watching. Miami did a really good job of controlling the tempo in the first quarter. And then the difference is going to be spurtability. Shout out to Clark Kellogg. The Miami has to play perfect. They can't make any mistakes. They were walking the ball up and down the court, setting up in a half court. It was an even game first quarter, really the first half. But then you see when Boston, they the one that they got that quick knockout punch. But they got so many different weapons. We all got Jimmy Butler really on the Heat that's got knockout power. The rest of the guys are good players, but they have to be helped. The Celtics, they got 5 or 6 guys who can hit you quickly, and with Rodman, Smart, Tatum, even the big guy, he's dominating the board. And you talk about the paint. One weakness of the Miami, they don't have any shot blockers. But they're going to be able to get them in the paint here in Carolina here. Yeah, exactly. When you're 6 foot, leave the team in block. That ain't good. Hey, remember last series when Joe Mazzulla said taking 25, 26 threes in a game is not a recipe for success. We need to jack that up more. They got it up to 40, 45 a game. They've only taken 13 in the first half of this one. 20 points in the paint. Well, you forgot to say, we want you taking all those threes that they're going in. How do you live?
For the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals, you're watching American Express halftime report. American Express. Don't live life without it. When the world inspires what's next, you're Emmett.
Are you a new AT&T customer looking to upgrade your phone? You're trapped, locked into your contract for 3 years. Introducing the Easy Unlock. Bring your AT&T lock phone at T-Mobile or pay off.
All right, we're back. Elliot in the building. What to do? Dude, what the hell is going on with the Padres and the Mariners today? Bro, this is ridiculous. Oh, no, this Burger King commercial. Can't do it. It's changing the channel. Can't have 8 people singing the damn song at once. Oh, Mariners. Twelve to 3, top of the 7th. Just feel like they don't have enough depth to keep up. Some pretty good players on their roster, but like the Heat are good, but the Celtics are like a championship team. That's the difference. And the Heat can push it to 6 or 7, but I just don't think that they're going to win unless there's an injury. But they're both enjoyable to watch. 66-57, Celtics up by 9.5. Yeah. I like Ross. He's fucking reckless and crazy and whatnot. I mean, as long as he's not going to be wrecking Chase every fucking race and whatnot, but he's going to be overly aggressive. He's not going to have a lot of friends, but when it's all said and done, there's a chance that he could be like a Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, where he's hated, but he's just so damn good. Like, I would find it very hard to believe that Ross doesn't win a championship, at least one, before he's done racing. He's too talented. He's really good. Just kind of a guy that is, overly aggressive, pushes the limits. And then if you're going to be that way, just own it. Just own it that you're kind of an asshole and, you're not making friends out there. Don't make excuses. You wrecked them. The more you just own up to it, the more of the true villain that you can be. And then obviously the people that are racing against him know this. So if he's in the battle for the championship, they will wreck him. So it'll be hard to win the championship when everyone's gunning to wreck you also. But, he's so good that he'll be able to avoid a lot of those too. All right. Halftime. Come on, baby. Seriously. That commercial, you guys just watched it, right? They're on TNT where it's got the one where it's got like 8 different people, like they're in a bedroom and it's like a brother, sister, and then there's like an Asian guy that starts singing. It's like, and then it goes back to the brother. It's like it's like they're trying to do like every race of every age, and they're trying to hit the gap of everyone that likes a burger, young and old, and every race out there that loves Burger King. And then it's just ridiculous, man. That's like, I mean, it's one thing when I have to hear one person singing like a little song and then they have their, little jingle at the end. But now it's just getting ridiculous. Dude, I'm so sorry. That sucks. First thing when I went to go grab this Papa Murphy's Cowboy Pizza, I was thinking about, I looked at the scores and I was like, oh no. I was like, I know he's going to come in here tonight too. But I was like, oh my God, 4-3 to the Royals. But trust me, I've been there with the Mariners and whatnot too. Right. And like I said, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to, if you know sports and you watch enough, you can just tell, some people just look at it from the outside and they just have no idea because they don't understand the psychology, home and away, bench players, role players. Like there's so many factors involved, in building a championship contender. And then on the flip side, I think Denver is better than the Lakers, but the Lakers can win the series. I don't think the Heat can. I think the Heat could force 7, at the very, very best where they win 3 and Celtics win 3, and then it's game 7 in Boston, then they blow them out. I think it could get to that point, but Boston's good enough where they should win in 6. Same thing goes for Denver. Denver is good enough to win 4, Lakers 2. But if you have LeBron and AD and Reeves and the rest of their, complementary pieces, they're good enough to steal maybe 1 or 2 in Denver, and that could go 6 or 7, Denver or LA. At this point, I would say it's Denver's to lose. Denver and Boston are the 2 best teams, but the NBA wants Lakers, Boston for ratings. So, and that's facts. Yeah. The $5 foot long. But then it's like short and people don't mind Subway. It's not like some people eat Subway every day. Some people eat it once a week, once a month, right? And it was a little like that. But this Burger King one, the jingle, it's like the longest jingle. It's like, it's not like a 5-second, 10-second commercial. Like all of them, those sons of bitches are like 30 to 45 seconds. And then they're on like every fucking network. So it's like, I can't get away from this shit. I'm watching Root Sports for Mariners. Here it is, Burger King. Have it your way. You rule. No. And then TNT. You rule. That's like every fucking station. I can't do it, man. And I think it's really ironic, too, because they just made a post like about a month ago stating that they're going to be closing like 100 to 300 Burger Kings across the nation. So it's like they spent all this money on this like advertising campaign to get on all these different networks. And they're still closing down 100 to 400 Burger Kings. Like, what the fuck's going on here? You're spending all your money on advertising, and nobody still wants to go to Burger King. And obviously, when I was a kid, Burger King was a shit. Burger King used to be the best. The Whopper was 99 cents. You could get a large strawberry shake for I think a $1.30, and it was good. And then the onion rings were good quality. Like you could get an amazing meal with a huge, large strawberry shake, a large onion ring, and a Whopper, and you could probably get all of that for $3, $3.50. And the patty on the Whopper was twice as big as what the Whopper is now, and I'm not even lying. I mean, it was a good burger. It made everything at McDonald's look so tiny. And then obviously all these other places went kind of cheap. But one thing that I will shout out that is good if you're looking for the fast food, obviously we know with Wendy's, they got the lemonade on lock. Just ask Elliot. He knows, right? But the crispy chicken nuggets, those put the McDonald's ones to shame. And if there's a Wendy's close, but you have to go a little bit further for it rather than McDonald's, go to fucking Wendy's. You will not be disappointed. Nuggets are on lock there. So much better. I mean, I'm not going to do a whole lot of fast food, but the last 3 times I've went to Wendy's, the food has been, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this is actually pretty good. Of course, a lot of the burgers that you're going to get, if you do double stacks, they're going to be under the heat lamp. And those aren't going to be the greatest all the time unless you get a fresh one. But goddamn, those nuggets, when they're hot and fresh, you could say the same for McDonald's and stuff, but just it's the skin on the nugget on the McDonald's one and the sauces could be better. It's you can tell McDonald's is cheap as shit. But those Wendy's ones, though, with that lemonade, 66-59 Celtics. Yep. Yeah, I actually do think the Heat will be able to blow out the Celtics at least in one game. Think about game 3 in Miami. If Boston is up 2-0 or it's 1-1, Miami knows they're already the underdog, but if they have any time to get drunk and crazy and wild, it'll be that game 3, the first one in Miami, right? Because that's the back against the wall. You're probably down 2-0 in the series. You have to win. Otherwise, you're down 3-0, and then you're really fucking done, right? So I think that that game would be a possibility of a blowout, just like the Lakers, if they get down 2-0 and that first game in LA. And the only reason I say these things is just if you go back in history and just look at game 3s, not a lot of people look at analytics and stats like me. And I know you're kind of getting that way with the baseball stuff, but if you actually just pay attention and remember, and also, look things up, if you're looking for a blowout, that would be the game to do the blowout, even if you've looked like shit, but when you're at home, different vibe. They're cheering for you, not booing the shit out of you. Sense of urgency. Desperate teams do desperate things. 71-59 Celtics. But I do get what you're saying. It doesn't feel like the Heat are good enough to blow out the Celtics. Their defense, rebounding, scores. You know what I mean? But when they're on the road and Miami's clicking, there is a good opportunity for a 10-point win or more, I think, on the Celtics. And it could be, who knows? It could be even as big as a 15 or 20. We've seen, teams go off in a game. That's why it's so hard to win games on the road, and especially game 5, game 7 on the road. It's just, that's what separates, the Jordans and the Kobes and everyone else. Certain athletes can go in there and play at home, even though they're on the road, and sometimes even play better. They're more focused because they don't have to worry about the crowd cheering them on. They can just mentally be strong enough. And I think that's really what separates a lot of everyone's, Embiid and Luka, and they talk about all these guys. They're not Jordan and they're not Kobe. It's not the same. You wouldn't see guys fail like these guys are failing. You wouldn't see their average go down as further along as they got in the playoffs. If anything, it goes up and they're more clutch. That's facts. But Elliott does have a little truth with it. You know what I mean? In most of the games, it feels like it would be close. And that's just saying that he's feeling that the Celtics are so fucking good that it would just be really difficult. Not that Miami can't explode on offense. Is that, well, what's Boston going to do? You know, you already know they're going to bring something. It's like, are they really going to shit the bed? It's like, that's when you know a team is championship caliber, when you don't even feel they can get blown out. That's the difference, right? 3, no good. Love with the rebound. But I like Boston the best, Denver second, Lakers third, Heat fourth, you know, just based off pecking order. But I do think if the Lakers get past Denver, Of course they have a shot to beat the Celtics. I mean, that's the ratings, that the NBA wants for money. Definitely I'd be rooting for the Celtics to win, and I think that they would win. But that one could go 6 or 7 as well. Horford for 3. No good. Getting a little bit sloppy here by the Celtics. Love for 3. There it is. You're going to blow us out? No, you're not. No, you're not. 71-68. Celtics. Travel.
Here's today's NBA, Reggie. 2-on-1, and we stop at the three-point line and shoot the 3. Did you see how over their lane was just to go in for a layup? It's today's NBA.
He said today's NBA because it's not good. It's sad because, like I said, it used to be the best sport out of everything. Like, how do you go from being the best to being the worst? And it's the level of talent. Plain and simple. 71-68 Celtics. God, it's hot as shit in here. I think I'm done with this 90-degree temperatures.
This has been an interesting thing with Miami as Boston shoots at 14 to 15 free throws.
12-3 Red Sox.
Only shot 21 free throws a game, but they fouled about as much as anybody in the playoffs, and opponents are shooting 25 free throws a game. That aggressive style, active style, all good, but sending people to the free throw line quite a bit.
Boston for the regular season was the #1 team in the Eastern Conference from November through February. And Milwaukee overtook them. Here's Vincent on the move.
Yeah, lack of talent, lack of defense. Everyone shooting threes, including the center. No emotion from the crowd. Load management. I mean, there's just so many things. The benches aren't as good as they were back in the day. It's like people care more about like Instagram and their social media than the game. It's like one thing that the internet has made like kind of worse, with everything. 72-72. The Heat caught up. There we go. They're fighting. 13-1 run. Like I said, if you are going to steal one on the road, this is one of the easiest games to steal in a series is the first one. Oh, foul call.
How about this rush on Zotac pass from Love moments ago? I would say this is just a Kevin Love type pass. We've seen it his entire career. He first look, Reggie. He always looks up the floor, up the basket. But if you get a chance to run out, Kevin Love is going to find it.
Yeah, you're always going to hear rumors. I mean, they said the same thing about Kay Adams, maybe going on a date with Tom. I mean, there are going to be plenty of people linked to Tom, and they could put anything in the news and whatnot. More of the story is, talking about information and sharing friends and maybe trying to buy property near Tom and, things of that nature. So I don't think Tom is stupid enough to go down that road. Kim is a beautiful woman that has had a lot of like plastic surgery and a lot of drama with that family. But I don't think Tom is dumb enough to put himself, just like all these other athletes that get associated with them, with the Kardashian curse. He's too smart for that. Not going to happen. He's got there's going to be people that are more beautiful than Kim Kardashian that he can get. So, Tom Brady can get anyone he wants. Or almost anybody. 75-74. Celtics free throw is missed. 7:30 left in the third quarter. Yeah, I was actually wishing that we had some hockey on today. I would have rather done the hockey and the baseball, but rejected. But, every once in a while I just try to, be open to things, and there wasn't really anything else in the time slot, but this is the reason why, not JT, that I don't do NBA. I still will do a little bit here and there, like if I'm forced to based off schedule and whatnot, but I mean, I wish it was better, but again, too, like some people don't understand like NASCAR or baseball or hockey. They don't have that connection. So I think watching basketball is easier for a lot of people. Like football, wrestling, basketball is fast paced. It's easy, but nice three by Marcus Smart. Adebayo with a floater, no good. Nice tip. And one. Wow, Jimmy Butler. Wow. All right, Yimmy. Yeah. And like I said, you can hear all these stories and all these things on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but I feel that like just because we read something on Twitter, regardless if it's a notable source or not, everyone that reads something on the timeline, we just assume it's true. Whether it's psychologically, we know that a lot of the shit isn't, but it's just like you just assume when you're scrolling through the timeline with all these people, you start to realize like on Twitter, sometimes it's not real life and there's just a lot of bullshit that's on there. It's good for me to be able to get like memes and GIFs and information, but there's a lot of misinformation that's going to be on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. People making claims of shit that isn't even true and, twisting words and whatnot. So sometimes you got to filter through some of that stuff. That's facts. 78-78. We're knotted up in the third quarter. The goats. Yeah. Because I mean, as shit, if I'm able if we just do a stream, not even towards a game, but just like, like we used to do, like I drink beer, we talk NFL. If I know that we're gonna get more people and possibly more views and maybe even more donos, it's like why even do the NBA? Like, what's the point of doing it? It's like kind of like that's where I kind of got with NASCAR. It's like if I don't have the people doing it, and if they're not gonna get recommended compared to what we were at the first year to the second, it's like, what is the point of doing it? So that's why sometimes you got to try things and, see how things are. And then you just have to make an educated decision, from there. Oh, and Dynamite? That's what happened in the main event, or they're going to be fighting in the pay-per-view.
With over 25 beverages included, you can get endless sips to pair with any drink. Free drinks through July 4th when you sign up by May 18th. Beautiful.
Yeah, but at least you live and you learn, and then even if it ends up being like this, I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't get saved by a couple goats, even though things look a little bleak and grim. So, but I always try to stay, optimistic. But in the back of my head, I already kind of know how things are going to be, But just wish the Mariners were on a little bit later, then we would have done that, and that would have been better. And it kind of sucks because I do feel bad for some of the people that actually do like the NBA. But if I'm going to do it and you don't show up, but you want me to do it, you message me to do it, and then, I can only do things so often before it's just not worth it anymore, right? All right, 78-78, 6:28 left in the third. Kevin Love, 6 points. Butler, 17. Adebayo, 16. Vincent, 10. Struss, 9. And then Lowry on the bench with 13. And then for the Celtics, Tatum with 18. Williams with 14, with Brown as well. Smart with 10. Horford, 7. And on the bench, Brogdon with 12. So they both got a guy on the bench that's contributing with Lowry and Brogdon. That's why we have such a knotted up game here, 79-78. Good run by Miami in the third quarter. Yeah, me too. Brian Danielson as a heel is so much better than face, in my opinion. Oh, rejected by Tatum. Alley-oop. No good. Stolen by the Heat. Adebayo all the way. It's good. All right, Bam. 81-78 Heat. Now, the sad part about all of it is that, you just be able to like hope that you get a good amount of people to come through and watch the game together and whatnot. But it's like if you're putting in all the time and energy with like the thumb and the photos, it's like definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth where it's like you don't even really want to do it ever again. Like, what's the point, right? Shot is no good. Oh, right to Love with the cheap layup, 83-80. Yeah. So, I'm kind of used to it, you know what I mean? But things have been getting better, within the last couple weeks, which is good. So hopefully we can get saved tonight and then we'll move forward and then we'll probably not touch this again, unless we absolutely have to. If there's no NHL and there's no Dodgers, Mariners, or any other matchup that I can do, then we'll fall back on something like this in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. But until then, those things are going to take priority, and I think it'll just be better, overall. So. Williams to the assist to Love. He should have just went down with it. Now the Heat have a lead, 86-80. Telling you, that first game, your boy knows. Free throw is good. 86-81 Heat. Yeah, but at least, you have to experiment, right? And you have to be able to, kind of attempt to try to keep everyone happy or other people happy other than yourself sometimes and just do like the main thing that's going on for that day. But no, they're, like I said, they're hungry. I mean, especially when you got a superstar like Jimmy Butler there, that's a big thing, It's like when they had Dwayne Wade, you just knew that they were going to be competitive. Like he had that, that skill set that he was going to do everything in his power to keep the team competitive. They might not win the series, but they're going to push you to the limits. And, Jimmy's legacy keeps getting better and better every year. 88-82 Heat. Tatum with the layup. 88-84 Miami. 3:25 left in the third quarter. At least on the bright side that the NBA games go quick. So it's not like, if this was like NASCAR or if it was like football where it dragged out, yeah, then there probably would be never any basketball on this channel ever. But I do like the March Madness vibe because of the fans and the energy. But if I don't feel the energy in the fans, I'm out. I'm not going to be interested. It's like I have to feel the passion and the energy. If there's no passion and energy, I'm not going to feel whatever we're doing. And I just don't think there's going to be like a complete turnaround in the NBA where their fans get better. I just feel the product is going to be kind of stale where it's at. At least WWE got better, with trying to replace Vince and doing this whole Triple H thing. Even though I still think Vince is involved somehow, some way though. 5-5 in the Braves game. Nice. Mariners still down by like $1 billion. Free throw is good. 90-84 Miami. And this is always good too. So it shows you that, even though that they're an 8 seed and they are underdogs, they're still good enough to force 7 games. Like you wouldn't be able to say that about too many teams. Maybe Milwaukee, the Sixers, and then this team, and that's it. Oh, we're only down 12-3, 9 runs. No big deal. That's sad that I would rather watch that game than this one. And we're down 12-3. Oh, foul on Smart. Heck yeah. Somebody's got to win today. All right, flipping over to the Mariner game here real quick, since we are terrible. Come on, Mariners. Top of the ninth, 12-3 Red Sox. In the box, my dude, Jared Kelenic. Come on, Jared. Chopped, popped, go foul. Go foul. Damn it. One away. Son of a bitch. Yeah. I mean, I just try to be able to do as many things as I can. But again, sometimes like the schedule doesn't line up depending on where the Mariners or Dodgers are playing. Like there's certain days during the week where sometimes there's an opening where everything is just too early or like morning or that's a day off. And then you just have to be able to find like an event. But sometimes you just have to come to the realization with like NASCAR and the NBA, it's just probably not going to be worth it. So, if that means just, doing like a chill stream, you know what I mean? Then, so be it. Just talk football the whole stream. I mean, I would rather do that, honestly, than watch the NBA, talk NFL on so many different instances. So thanks, man. I feel like I'm becoming kind of an expert on it now. Like, I've been making them now for, I don't know, like a month now. So I've been trying to give like my own flavor. I haven't been asking anybody anything. I've just been trying to do everything on my own and kind of have the little glow style. And I'm just, I appreciate that. To come where I was from before, where everything was like a shit one, like I was like a 5, or maybe once in a while I could make one that was like a 7 if I was really lucky, but I didn't know all the tools. And then now I know exactly what to look up, what tools to use. I don't even have a Photoshop that I use. I use like a different one. I use a Pixel style photo editor. So it's like a poor man's Photoshop, but it still has enough stuff in there to do things properly. So, and I actually, even though it is work, I really do enjoy making them. It's kind of shows my personality, and I try to be able to make things different. And if I can't have a good one inside the arena, I want to do like the city, and have it pop like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how things have been able to develop, and hopefully we'll be able to grab people moving forward. Since now I know exactly, I don't have to pay anyone. I feel like all of them are going to be like an 8, 9, or 10 moving forward. And hopefully it'll give us an opportunity to grow. There it is. Cal Raleigh done. Final score, Red Sox 12, Mariners 3. Brutal. Love me some Justin Turner though. All right, let's go back to the game. Damn. What a beating. But I appreciate that, man. I take a lot of, it takes me a while to do them too, because I have to line up the size. I'm all about being symmetrical and having things look good. I'm trying to make sure that visually, things are, even. I'm trying to, line things up to make them look as good as I can and whatnot. So it's taken some time, but once I learned all the techniques, I think by the third thumbnail, then I kind of figured out exactly how I want to, do it moving forward. So, and I appreciate that. Oh, really? What borough? Yeah. And like I said, I've learned, to be able to, not just use the, the regular, the field or, the court, because sometimes it doesn't look good. You have to be able to branch out a little bit and have something that's a little bit more eye-catching and eye-popping. And so, I always look at my options, and I usually look at many backgrounds, many logos, many player images or portrait style. Sometimes it's difficult, man, to be able to find things that, make you happy, but I feel that it's definitely come a long way. Now we just need the tube to be able to give us as a recommendation for the shit that I do moving forward, so that way we can actually get over 20 and stop being hated on, and then get more people to help me continue the dream full time. So 2:32 left in the third period. Third quarter, 91-85 Miami. Oh yeah, I'll be able to do that. When I end up doing a Kraken matchup during the regular season, yeah, well, maybe on one of them I'll do the coaches. I'll do hack, and I'll do the opposing, coach, if it's like a really good one, like one of the top 5, and then I'll do that. I can always squeeze in or I can even do coach player. I could have 2 on each side. I could do something like that also. And 1. Wow. Brogdon is so good.
Martin's got 3 fouls. In regular season, 87%. What is it again? What's it called? The Harlem Curse. It's Butler down the lane. Butler got the ball. Horford will pick up the D. Butler off the baseline. Butler launching up.
Oh, Jimmy from deep, 95-87 Heat with 1:50 left. Yeah, but it just I feel like I catch on pretty fast. I don't feel I'm like the smartest guy in the planet Earth, but I feel that I read a lot, I pay attention, I take direction. I feel that once you give me like kind of the steps, then I can take it on my own and I can create something that's my personality. But I feel I'm making Johnny quality type stuff already, and I've only been doing it for what, like a month, or so. So I just wish I would have been able to figure out all these secrets and tools years ago. Then, who knows where we would be before all these algorithms changed, if I had all the tools to be able to, make it like this back then. But I guess everyone's journey is different and everything happens for a reason. So. Plus, I couldn't afford to pay Johnny even if I wanted to, because things have been a fucking struggle in 2023. So it was either try to figure it out and, at that point, or the thumbs are going to be not good. And you're just going to have to hope that you have loyal people that keep coming through and supporting the brand, But I'm always trying to improve, the backgrounds, the logos, the transparent logos, everything about the stream, the pictures, the thumb. I don't want to have any weaknesses in anything. So. Oh, Lowry's on fire. 99-91 Heat. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Did he? Yeah, not everyone has a connection. It just depends. Everyone's got different hobbies and whatnot. Sometimes we, have friends or family members that love something, and we feed off that love and that energy, and it makes us want to do the same. Or sometimes it's just something that you develop on your own, or people around you, and you just have that love, and it just continues to grow with the memorabilia, the merch, and just the overall support. Nice corner 3. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, Boston is the better team, but Miami can force 6 or 7. And if you're going to steal a game in the series on the road, it's always game 1. That's the one that the home team is most vulnerable, because Tatum had that big game, and that was a lot of energy that it consumed with the fans. And obviously, when you go into this, they already are thinking we're going to the finals. They're kind of peeking ahead, right? But how often does Tatum have an amazing game, right? And then he backs it up with another amazing game. He's at 24 points right now, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a 40 or 50 point type of performance, and that's probably what you would have needed to win this game. And there's a good chance that they come back, but it definitely looks like Miami could steal this game 1. So, I mean, I think it's just if you watch sports enough and you just know what happens in a lot of the scenarios in game 1, game 3s, game 5s, game 7s, then the predictions come kind of naturally. At least they do for me. So, of course, but I didn't know how to do it. Yeah. Of course, I've wanted to do that from the very start. I mean, shit, when I started the channel, I didn't even know how to use the green screen. I didn't know how to do anything. You know what I mean? And, everything takes time to figure certain things out and whatnot. But of course, I mean, why would I want to pay someone $20 to $35, out of what I could have used for bills and just being able to take care of Paisley, if I didn't need to. But I, figured it would help him out and it would also try to help. But obviously some of them worked better than others, and obviously it's really up to YouTube and the algorithm if they push or recommend, with your thumbnail or not, because like I said, it's like, I feel that a lot of the stuff that I have definitely could be, getting 1,000 views or more for every thumb that I do because they're top notch now, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get that. So it definitely shows you can get a little bit more off a thumb that's maybe like a 5 or a 7, but still it's up to YouTube to, put you in front of the audience and recommend. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of cap out at a kind of a range, from 100 to maybe 1,000 or 100 to 2,000. But if you want to get more, there has to be, some kind of help involved. So. Yeah. Well, skip your parents, but you definitely have enough, fandom for everyone in the fam. So. End of the third quarter, 103-91. Heat. All right, let's take a look at the stats. All right, what do we got? Kevin Love with 8. Jimmy Butler with 27. Bam Adebayo with 18. Gabe Vincent with 10. Max Strus with 15. Lowry off the bench with 15. All right, Lowry, I see you. Brogdon had 14 off the bench, so he's definitely putting in work like Lowry. Tatum with 24. Horford with 7, needs to be higher. Robert Williams with 14. Marcus Smart with 11, and Jaylen Brown with 16. Yeah, I'm glad I learned too. I know probably Johnny hated that. Because I remember one time I asked him to make me one, and then he said, "Who's the other guy?" And I didn't understand what he was saying. And he's like, "Who's the other guy?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Who's the other guy that does the thumbs for you now?" And I was like, I already told him. I was like, if I was going to get him done, it was only going to be by you, with your great work. But he thought I replaced him or whatever, maybe because he was charging me too much. And I was like, no, man, I'm just doing them on my own and stuff. And so I don't know, maybe he didn't think that I had the tools enough to figure it out, or I did hire someone else. But I mean, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm a smart guy. You just got to kind of show me the way and then I can figure it out. But also not having like Photoshop, like a lot of these other people do, having a different program, but a lot of the buttons and tools are similar, but sometimes the interfaces are a little bit different. So it's like baking a cake with like layering and whatnot. So. Yeah, but it can only get better, based off the thumb, which is good. 103-96 Heat, 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Can Boston come back on a rally? They will have a nice rally, because if anyone has really passionate fans in the fourth quarter, Warriors and Celtics are the best in the league. So it's not like when they're down, the fans are going to boo or give up. They will get drunk and they will get rowdy. All right, talk soon. 103.98 Heat.
Now that you've moved back home,
DeJong, higher OPS than Soto, Bozo, or Trout. Nice.
any job. His resume. You need something more related to your skills and interests.
Anarchy in the arena. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite.
When your resume is on Indeed, you get matched.
Yeah, I want to watch AEW.
Fit your requirements. Where do you get your persistence from? So everyone else can go back to minding their own business.
At Domino's, we are obsessed with delivery.
So it breaks our heart when we see delivery done wrong.
Like soggy fries.
Yeah, I mean, I feel, yeah, if I didn't have to struggle with like the mental health stuff on top of everything, you know, obviously, but things have started to get better, you know, in the last few weeks, thank God, you know, so because it was really getting to that point where I was thinking, man, I might not be able to do this, you know, full time for a while until we get more support and whatnot, but you know, like I said, I don't need to be rich. I just fucking need to find a way to pay rent, pay the bills. That's it. Like just survive, you know, food, Paisley, bills. That's it. Like I don't, there's, you know, nothing else, nothing more than that. Just the bare minimum. So that way I can continue doing my dream. So, yeah, I mean, there's certain versions of Photoshop that can be expensive that have different tools. You know, obviously some people probably get like, you know, burned ones that are like, you know, from someone that actually bought it and then someone gives them a copy, or there's different versions that you can buy, but there's definitely editing programs that can be, you know, free. There's ones that can be, you know, $10, $50, $100. And then there's going to be ones that are like 100 to 500, you know, depending on the different tools and whatnot. But the one that I have, you know, that I'm being able to do all this on, I believe it was free. And if it wasn't free, it was like $5 or something. So, you know, and then I just wanted to kind of compare the buttons and to see if like the layout was similar. And then, you know, after I got sick and I got the norovirus and I got that stomach bug and was sick for a week, then I did a couple streams and then they gave me that suspension that was unruly, you know, for doing WBC, and I did nothing wrong. And at that point, that's when I figured it out. I was like, I had more time, you know, I was a little depressed, you know, kind of upset with the situation. And I was just like, all right, let's try to dig deep. And I didn't watch any tutorial videos. I just started going to the program and just clicking as many things as I could to figure out if I could figure it out, because sometimes there's no explanation. Like you hover over it and sometimes no words comes up. So it's like, okay, what does this do? Like, you know, seeing like a paintbrush or like, you know, it's like not everything is very self-explanatory on like an editing app for photos and like Photoshop. Some stuff looks like, you know, duh, but there's other buttons like, I don't know what the fuck that button does. There's no fucking information that I hover over or I click here and it says, this is what this does. So it, you know, it took a little while, but then once I, you know, kind of played around with it a little bit, then I figured it out and here we are now, which is cool. So, but it definitely feels good when you have the ability to make a thumb that looks like a 9 or a 10 rather than just, you know, trying your best, but knowing it's nowhere near what you want. And it's like a 5 to a 7, you know? So it definitely on that end, it makes me feel good. So. I guess it just depends on how much your house is, your mortgage is, how many total bedrooms the house is, right? And then, you know, how close you are to the person. Is it like someone that's like a real good buddy, or is it more of an acquaintance, you know, type of thing? And, you know, if they're going to be using similar stuff, you know, you can always factor in like, you know, a portion of like the PGE, like electricity portion of the cable, if you have cable. If not, then obviously you don't have to worry about that. You know, and then obviously garage, if that's going to be used or not, you know, for their stuff, room, and, you know, so I guess it just depends on how much it costs to live where you live, you know. I don't know, 500, that's like almost like friend price. I mean, in most places, if you're renting a room, you're probably paying closer to like 600, 700, or 800. I mean, especially if you're like in a house, you know what I mean? I guess if you're like in an apartment, then it kind of depends on what kind of apartment you're in or whatnot. But I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot of places out there for $300 or $500, unless it's like a friend price, like you're hooking them up. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of times, in my life in general where sometimes I'll feel like underappreciated or unvalued or unloved on certain stuff. And, and sometimes you have to go through life and different situations to understand what you do want and what you don't want, maybe for the future moving on, you know what I mean? So might be happy, you might not be, right? But then moving forward, you have to learn, if it's something in a situation that you don't like, then don't repeat that again. You learn your lesson. Like, maybe you put up with this now, but down the road, you want to be happy again. And sometimes you have to understand that, sometimes you just, grow out, of that connection, you grow apart, you know what I mean? And some people are mature, some people aren't. Some people are fucking just assholes. And some people are just not good people, just period. Some people are just selfish people and they care about themselves and that's all they ever will do. That's just life, man. Some people are good people. Some people aren't. It's a lot easier to be a piece of shit than it is to be a good person. It takes effort to be a good person. Real easy to be a piece of shit. Nice layup. 108, 100 Celtics. And I don't think it's cliche. It's a 3-bedroom. Do you have anyone else that's adult-wise that's living there besides like the kids and you? Or would it just be you, the kids, and then this person? Yeah, 3-bedroom. Yeah, I would imagine, 500 plus utilities or half a utilities. So probably like whatever it ends up being, like 600. I mean, that's not asking too much. I mean, hell, if I was going to try to, find a place to live, with a friend, of course you don't want to have to pay like $700-800 or whatever, but I guess it just depends on where you live and what type of place it is, how expensive it is. But sounds like you got it figured out though. Like that 5 to 650 range, I don't think is too crazy. $108, 100. Miami is up by 8 with 8:06 left. Boston fans are a little stunned, but they shouldn't be because, like I said, it's just past history. Game 1, you can always steal, but you have to have like a Jimmy Butler type of player, and they're lucky that they do. But also they've been getting some good production. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in double digits and one that is one basket away to have 7, which is Kevin Love. So if you don't have that type of well-roundedness in the roster, you're not up 108, 103 right now. So kudos to the Heat for keeping it well-rounded, not Jimmy Butler with 50 and then everyone else with like 8 points or less. Nice pass by Butler. Dime. Adebayo. Atta bye-bye. Atta bye-bye. Atta boy. 110, 103. Yeah. Okay. Do you still have those psycho neighbors that are fucking assholes to your like dogs and cats and shit that are like fucking idiots? Is that still a problem, or are you trying to ignore them? I mean, I imagine you can't ignore that. You come home and they're fucking there. So, but hopefully it's mellowed out a little bit for you and your mental sake, mental health and whatnot. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Well, shit, if it's going to be like one room and then you have like a computer room or whatever that other extra bedroom is being used for other than your bedroom, and then the extra room will be the guy, your friend. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whatever you feel comfortable based on how much you make and, what you're looking at. What a jumper. Fade by Jimmy Buckets. 112-103 Miami. But of course, if Miami wins this game, all the people on Get Up and everything, they'll over exaggerate. The Heat are going to win the series. They're the real deal. It's like one game doesn't define a series, and that's going to be the overreaction tomorrow once the Heat end up winning this, more than likely, unless we get a huge run by Boston. But even if Miami wins this game one, that doesn't mean they're winning the series. But of course, what you get all these personalities that love to stir the pot, to say something that they know that's not true just to get, clickbait or reaction. Goats, where are you? 5:55 left. No call. Yeah, they're frustrated. But again, you have to bring that intensity and that energy. And anytime you have a very emotional game, the previous, there's always a big letdown the next game. I mean, you just have to pay attention and notice things. Now, if Tatum didn't go off for 51, yeah, maybe they win this game. You know what I mean? But when you give all what you got in that game 7, win by 24, screaming, yelling, all that energy, 51 points, this is my house, he said. And then you came in flat in game 1. You got cocky thinking that you were easily going to win the game and didn't probably take Jimmy fully, serious, that he would be able to take over the game. And now you're looking at 112-104. They're still there, the sons of bitches. 112-105. That's one thing that I can't put up with. It's like I love honesty, loyalty, respect, but the lack of respect and just the overall ignorance, of certain things, it's just common sense, respect. I mean, you'd think that people would have more respect and common sense, but it's not only the younger generation. It doesn't matter what generation or what age or what race. I mean, gosh, it just seems like it makes you kind of question humanity sometimes with good people out there. Like, good people, are you out there? Like, we know good people are out there, but there's definitely people out there that, intentionally or unintentionally try to make your life a hell, and they don't even realize that they're too stupid. 114-107 Heat with 5 minutes to go. Air ball 3 from Jimmy. Oh, I bet. I'm sorry for that, bro. Right. It's not your responsibility, but also on the flip side, if you're like me, it's like, if you're the one that is going to get shit done, if dishes pile up, you have to be the one that gets it done. Like, even if you're living with someone else, it's like, you want things to be, it doesn't have to be completely clean, but you want things in a orderly and in a certain area. And sometimes it's like it's like a thorn in the side. Like, you wake up, you look at that's yours, and you want to be proud of it, like the lawn and obviously getting with the weed be gone and all that, and making sure things look good. Right. So at some point or another, they fucked it up. It's their responsibility. Right. But they're never going to do it. And even if you do fix it, there's a chance that they'll fuck it up again. And that. Right. But if it does mean something to you, then maybe you should do it. Make it a project on a weekend and just say, fuck it. I'm sick and tired of these pieces of shit, and I'm going to do something nice for myself. And then hopefully it doesn't get broken right away. And at least you can enjoy it for a little bit before you have to give them an RKO, Oh, wow. Freaking straight ignorant. You know what I mean? And it's funny, too, because with this younger generation on TikTok, it's like they think that being dumb, being stupid, being rude, right, is cool. That's it's going to get you knocked out. It's going to get you fired. It's going to give you no skills in life, being young and thinking that you're going to be able to be the next TikTok star. It's like you can't have zero work ethic and be lazy and think that you're just going to be rich and famous. And it's just going to fall into your lap like some kind of pothead mentality. But, Every generation is a little bit different, but you're going to get the ignorant from young and old. That's facts. That's why it's better to keep the circle small. Straight up ignorant. 114, 109. Heat. Appreciate that. I'm going to need that too. You know, especially getting the account to positive is always better than being in the negative when you have something come out. So I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it just seems like it ends up being slower. You know, we had better outturn or outcome with the Lakers and Heat Lakers and Warriors game 5. But yeah, this might be the last one that we do. You know, it's like I can do it a few times, but if we still keep getting like a similar type of, you know, result and whatnot, then it's like sometimes you got to give up on things that even though you enjoy or partially enjoy. So I appreciate that. $10 holla. Hey, every dollar counts. Hopefully we'll have a goat, you know, come through at the end and save the day. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. And it means a lot too, because like I said, when you only get, you know, funds once a month, you know, sometimes you get broke. So it's nice to be able to have, you know, money to be able to eat for yourself or get something for Paisley. So appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, you know, definitely feel that appreciation. You know, obviously it's not necessarily the role, you know, to do that. You would just assume there would be more people, so it doesn't have to be done unless she wants to. But sometimes, you know, we're flowing and it'll just be adding to the party. And then other times the party is non-existent and it's just something to keep the morale up and to help out. And it does mean a lot. So, but there's obviously a reason why I decided to put the people where, you know, I have them with the channel and whatnot. So Carmelone. All right, let's do it. But I am a little shocked, you know, by some of the, you know, the other regulars. You know, it's like, I mean, is the NBA that boring now? Is it like?
It was all over his jersey. They were scrubbing it out just in the nick of time at the end of the timeout. They were able to stop the bleeding. But guys, it's something to keep your eye on. The team's second leading scorer, a huge part of the late push they're going to need to make right now.
As well as his trigger hand as well. Is that going to affect him gripping and dribbling the basketball? It's Buffalo with the ball. Dropped in there. Double clicks on the play by Smart. Shot clock at 7. He's over the baseline. Dropped him with foul down there.
114, 109. Celtics still definitely have enough time to come back and force overtime or win. $10 holla. Appreciate you. The bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $10 holla. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we have that attachment. It just depends on how old you are, you know, and I just feel like it's not just the superstars. If it's the superstars, it's one thing, but the lack of passion, the lack of energy, the lack of defense, the lack of trying, you know, load management, the lack of playing, no one playing defense, everyone shooting threes, everyone being lazy. You know, it's just a number of things that I think that make the product not unwatchable, but it's a huge downgrade. I mean, the NBA All-Star Weekend is a fucking joke, just like the Pro Bowl. And, you know, the only thing that's legit is the NHL and MLB. It's like, you know, I mean, at least I got my time with it. It was my favorite as a kid. NBA was my number one. Hell, I wanted to be in the NBA when I was a kid. No lie. Before I realized that was never going to happen and I was too small. But I knew my voice would be, you know, something I could do with sports. And, you know, I knew that at an early age. 114, 109 Heat. But yeah, definitely not, you know, the same. Like Iverson, Kobe, you know, for that last part, but like Shaq and, you know, early on and the Alonzo Mourning, but then going to Kobe and Iverson in like 96. And then after that, you know, I don't know. I feel like after like the early 2000s and it's, you know, didn't really have the same feel. Yeah, I agree. But like after Kobe retired, Tim Duncan, like all the, Garnett, like all of the ones that were like in the 90s that we watched their careers. And then it's like, it didn't really have the same kind of appeal.
Philly had no answer for that high-speed roll. They've got to get back to that action, coach. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it. And on the other side, right, Miami, the ball's in Butler's hands every time down the floor. Yeah, that has got to be something that they're going to keep track of as we finish this out.
Jameson in the building. How are you?
In the playoffs, 4-2 record for Miami, but Boston has not fared well in close games in the playoffs. 0-3 in playoffs when games are decided by 4 points.
Jameson, shouldn't it be come on Boston? Don't you want Lakers, Celtics in the finals? So that way, if you end up winning it all, you beat them. Wouldn't that be ideal? Or would you want to play the Heat so that way you know you would automatically win? Still got to get past Denver, but 114, 109. I mean, obviously, I'm NBA is NBA, but if I'm going to watch a finals, I want the Joker to win a championship. But if you're talking about this year in ratings with LeBron's, career coming to an end, Celtics Lakers definitely would be the highest draw by a fucking lot. Like there's no other matchup that's going to be as good as that. That would actually draw people that don't even give a shit about basketball to at least look at their phone. 114, 109 Heat. Complete control by Jimmy Buckets this whole game. Unstoppable. Oh, floater no good. 2:39 left in the fourth. Heat up by 5. Boston needs to not take threes and go inside. There we go. He got fouled. You can't root for the Leprechauns, but you don't have to root for them. But I mean, obviously beating the Heat is one thing, but beating the Celtics in the championship, that would mean a lot more legacy wise. That would be like something that you could add to the checklist. Beating the Heat, I don't think anyone would give a shit, but beating the Celtics, if they were the favorite and you were the underdog, and then you beat Denver and then you ended up winning in 6 or something, that obviously for the Lakers' legacy, I think it would mean more. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Jameson, 114, 110 Heat. Free throw missed. Yeah, did the Braves win today? Good. Somebody fucking won today. Not me. 12-3. Golly. And you beat Texas 6-5, dude. And they're a first place team. Nice job. Butler. Corner 3. Bang! That might have been the dagger. That was big. Yeah, the Laker-Boston rivalry is too much. Traveling by Tatum. Yeah, and I'm going to need to get some Snapples for probably tomorrow at some point. The Snapples. Butler with the jumper. Oh, no good. Just when they're trying to put the nail in the coffin. Now you got to be very quick and smart here. Slow the game down in this last minute 35. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound by Horford. Kick it out for 3. Traveling. Oh, my God. Tatum. If you're a superstar, bro, you can't be making plays like that at the very, very end. What are you thinking? Idiot. Bro. I mean, you were going to lose that game 90%, but if you would have hit a 3 there and got down by 4, maybe overtime, and maybe you actually do come back and win, but now you're not. You're down by too much. 3 possessions, you're fucked. Adebayo, stuck. Shoot. Jimmy with the dagger. It's over. Dagger dog. 34 points, 6 steals. Dagger dog. Over. 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 And that's cool. It's cool to see Jimmy get some love, And they're going to be, Miami Heat's going to win the series. You know, all the overreaction tomorrow. Oh, Boston's losing their touch. They can't win at home. Even though game one is a very predictable game to win when a team has had an emotional game 7 win and they don't have the juice. They might have the sauce, but the sauce runs out. The juice lasts forever. And they don't got the juice. Not today. I mean, shit, the Lakers almost came back and did the same thing.
Touches every inch of that rim. And the Celtics answer quickly in the other end. Marcus Smart, a lot of contact. Still finds a way to get that one to go.
Yeah, you want to get to you want to have that championship number over them. I mean, obviously you guys have the most decorated histories, so West Coast, East Coast, Lakers, Celtics, so 120-113, but the Celtics didn't deserve to win today's game, but it shows that you can't take this team for granted and that this can go 6 or 7. Like I said at the very beginning, like going 7 in the Lakers Nugget series too. Like even though the Lakers lost game 1, they were right there at the end when they were down by 20, could have lost by 40, but they made the right adjustments and lost by less than 10. So it shows you that the Lakers and Heat might be the underdogs, but they're going to push the favorites to the limit. And yeah, we could definitely have 2 game 7s. In this series. It could end up being 6 by the winner, but based on how we've watched both teams play so far, it feels like it could go 7 on both. That's facts. Yeah, everyone's like, man, this might be an awesome series. And that's exactly what you want to see, you know, as like being surprised. You're like, Celtics at home game 1, no problem. They got this shit easy. They're going to win big. But you fail to realize that emotional game 7 sucked all the energy out of them against the Sixers, even though they won by 24. And you never can underestimate a guy like a Jimmy Butler if you got a superstar on the other side. You know, he might end up having a bigger game than anyone on Boston. And guess what? He did. 121, 114. And that's another thing about Tatum and Brown. They're like really good, right? But are they clutch? And they haven't really learned the clutch part yet, like some of these other guys that are like kind of maybe a step above. See if there's any other MLB that's still going on. Is all the MLB games over now? Or no, we have Cubs and Astros still going. But it looks like everything else is pretty much done. At least my dad's Dodgers won. So at least someone had a good day. And then obviously Jameson did with the Braves. Yeah, everything's crazy. So what's the skill? When is the AEW pay-per-view? And when is the WWE pay-per-views in 2 weeks? Not this weekend, but the following weekend. And then I'm just looking tomorrow. All right, tomorrow, Dodgers and Cardinals play at 4:45. Is that ESPN? What is that on? Who's pitching? Wainwright and Urias, huh? Waino's pitching? So yeah, so I guess tomorrow we could do Dodgers Cardinals tomorrow if I get it on a program. Otherwise, Lakers Nuggets is on, but we won't do that. We'll probably do Panthers Hurricanes, the NHL playoffs, game 1, or Cardinals Dodgers. We'll do one of those too tomorrow. So. I mean, if the turnouts were better for the NBA stuff, I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, I still would want to be doing baseball and hockey over it. But, I mean, obviously, if the turnout is better, sometimes then you can just roll with it. But, I mean, I'll still watch. It just won't be my, main. It'll just be like a secondary thing I have in the background. Free throw is good. 123, 116, Miami. Brown for three. No good. And then it's over. This is actually good. I mean, even if the Lakers would have won, I mean, it's good to be able to get unexpected results sometimes. I think a lot of people, were automatically, checking Boston off for the win. But again, sometimes when it looks like a win and you feel it, you have to dig deeper. What happened in Game 7? Sometimes there is a letdown, in Game 1 at home, especially if the other team is pretty good, and that's exactly what we got. I mean, betting and coming up with predictions, it's not easy, but if you look at the little details, it can definitely steer you, the right way more than not, Final score, 123, 116. Nice job by Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets acting like this. Yeah, so I don't know. I've been really looking forward to that. Panthers and Hurricanes, that's on at 5. So, and I don't even know if I'm going to get that Dodgers and Cardinals, but I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow and whatnot. But I'm probably leaning towards maybe more the NHL playoffs, I think. That'll be something that I will enjoy, and it means something. It's going towards the Stanley Cup. It's the East Final. So, and then I'll just watch in the background, if I can, the Dodgers and Cardinals, and then the Lakers and Nuggets. May 28th. The day before Memorial pay-per-view, super early, 10 a.m. And so, oh, yeah. I remember when we did that one last year. I remember I was like running like hella late, and I had to go to like get coffee just to be able to be like functional. I think I had to go get like McDonald's breakfast meal, and then I had to get like a Starbucks, which I normally don't do, maybe like a couple times a month if I don't want like a Monster Energy drink or something. Well, it's a wake-up call. You know what I mean? And like I said, the one downside to Boston might be their head coach. But it shows they have to bring the energy, not just for a quarter or 2 or 3, and they need to be better defensively. But again, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys. He's almost like unguardable, like Tatum and Brown. Once they get going, they're going to get their points. They're going to get their plays. But obviously Jimmy is the superstar. And, I mean, you could definitely argue that Jimmy is more reliable, than Tatum. Like Tatum, makes like spectacular, plays, and it has spectacular games, but maybe he doesn't do as it consistently in the big moments all the time yet, but he's getting there. But Jimmy, it's like you already assume that he's going to come up with a big game almost every time. So good win for the Miami Heat. All right, well, what do we want to do here? Do we just want to call it a day? I don't really know if we're going to have anyone else come through. I mean, we can go to the 3-hour mark. I can do pictures of like food or whatever as I look for something else to watch, and then we can just call it a day. I think that we're nowhere near the goal and whatnot. I would like to be able to hang out with a few more people, but I guess it just depends on what's going on. Today I'll still got AEW. I don't know if I'll watch all of the Mariner replay, but I know I got other stuff on here. But I'll let you guys decide in the room, Sarah and whatnot. Should we end it now? Do you want to go for another 5 or 10 minutes, 22 minutes, go to the 3-hour mark? I got Simpsons, King of the Hill, 911, Lone Star, 911, The Neighborhood, Grey's Anatomy, Next Level Chef, and Station 19. But I've already watched most of those. All of those have been really good. All right, we can do that, and then we can just pray that we'll get some people to come through, some of the goats, maybe some of the mods, some of the regulars, and hopefully we can get closer to the goal. What do we want to do? Should we do food? I mean, fuck, we haven't done that too often. We ended up doing that a little bit when Cyberpunk was in here last, which was kind of cool. We did cheeseburgers. Fucking, I think you went to sleep a little early, and then he came through, and then normally we do wrestlers and whatnot, but it was kind of cool to be able to sprinkle a little bit of food in. That's actually one of my favorite parts that I miss, to be very honest, but it just depends with the people that we have, if we have people that we can, like with Holly in the room and other people like Shepard and Chief Will Chief. It's like I feel we get more of those foodie people in the room with us than, then we can go deeper with the food train, Flavor Town. Should we do breakfast? What do you think? I'll let you start it off, Sarah. And then we'll just go for a little bit longer, see if we can get anything right here at the buzzer, and we'll go from there. I mean, normally I start at like 7 and we end at like 10:30. So, I mean, right now it's only 7:56. So. Okay.
So you're saying you could travel back in time? I can fix things. I can save people. My mom, your parents. Change the past.
All right. Boom. Yes. Omelet, biscuit, and the gravy. All right, let me change the channel here because I don't want to watch. And then it looks like All Elite is coming on for me in like 2 minutes. So I can watch AEW while I look at food. Oh, this is going to work out. Perfect. Perfect. Perfecto. Perfection. AEW. Oh, and what else do I got tonight? The Flash. Yes. And I can't believe it's the last season. Like, I can't even imagine anyone else, besides Barry playing the Flash, like even in those movies and whatnot with like Batman. But I'm not sure if you watched that, but it's I've watched it from the very beginning and very good. The only thing I miss is Cisco. Cisco is no longer in the show. Pancakes. I'm definitely going to do the pancakes as well. Let's do it. I miss this. I feel it's kind of like it's like a Holly thing too. It's like when we have her in the room, we'll definitely lean towards more of like the food stuff. But I look forward to having, her back in the room when she's ready, as well as a few of the other goats.
No, it's your fault. You would have come to us in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
Well, if it helps, you all behave.
That looks fire. I definitely, before I die, have to go to Buc-ee's. I mean, and if I go, I'll probably buy a T-shirt too to have the memory. It's like, would I normally buy a T-shirt? No, but in this case, like as far as like making it a memory, yeah, I would. Especially if I had like those two. Those look like it could be possibly 2 of the best sandwiches I've ever had. A little biscuits and gravy.
Didn't Tesla die penniless, forgotten, and insane?
Social skills.
And I get AEW here. How was AEW overall? Was it pretty good? Sarah, you said it was pretty good, right? All right. Dynamite. My favorite. All right, I still got Seth Rollins. I got AJ Styles. I got Kevin Owens. Randy Orton, please come back. I don't want you to be done with your career. They got a little Charlotte, Bianca. You got some, Damage Control. Judgment Day. Judgment Day is my favorite as far as like factions right now. I did like what the Inner Circle had with Jericho before they made it the JAS, which I don't like. Undisputed Era was one of the best in a long, long time. That was a shame that wasn't able to stay together. But definitely Judgment Day, I think, is my favorite faction out of everything. That's like a newer one. Hell yeah, bro. He knew, dude. Let's do some Cronenworth today, dude, to help give you some momentum. Going into where he hits a homer and you actually win the game. We help you out that way. All right, Wardlow's coming out. Love me some AEW. I got you, brother. And I'll even hit you with the logo so they know it's like they feel it. They feel the energy. Look at that. O-Dog. Rep Dog. Oh, SD. Yeah. Yeah, Padres. Yeah. SD. Yeah. Got you, brother. It's a San Diego pancake. Wardlow. They're doing it like Goldberg.
Last week, Christian made a lot of promises.
Yeah. But again, if you look back in history, game ones are very attainable. As long as that team is comes in, hot and healthy, and you look to see what happened to the previous team. Did they have an emotional game 7? And a lot of times they're flat in that next game. And that's not just that game. Go back and look at the past when other teams have had an emotional, game 7. Even if they won by a lot, it took a lot out of them in that series, going 7 games. So. And obviously Jimmy Butler is an animal, right? He's not regular. He's one of the, the best players playing in the league on a team that's an 8 seed that beat the Bucks 4-1. Think about that for a second. I mean, a little bit with Giannis getting hurt, but still 4-1. The Bucks only won 1. Like that's like some shit show stuff. Like 1? Like the Bucks are good enough to win the whole thing, let alone only win 1 game. So it was, a lot of things can change, from the regular season to the postseason. So we got Wardlow out here with Christian. Two to one. Yeah, you follow it too. I love it, man. Like I'm a nerd at heart. I follow sports, but there's so much more to me, and I love once I find a show and I stick with it. And Cisco's character was great, but then they have the brother now that's in there that is kind of like the Cisco role, like the techie nerd dude that does all the computer stuff. I usually like those people, in certain shows, like the techie nerd dude or girl or guy. It doesn't matter, how old they are, what race they are. I don't know. It's just like a cool character, and they usually are super smart. So they always end up doing some crazy stuff in the show. But yeah, I don't think we're going to end up getting Cisco coming back. I think that I read an article that he was done, doing other projects at that point. And so I don't think we're going to see him. But for me as a fan, he was one of my favorite characters. And I love the relationship that he had with Barry, kind of as best friend. And, and obviously, as you get deeper into a show, sometimes the writing isn't as good. And, that's for every show. Not every show is going to be great all the time, especially if it goes more than 4 seasons. You can always, sometimes it's new writers. Sometimes people leave the cast. Jericho beating on Wardlow. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't think that the episodes have been that bad. I also used to watch like Legends, that was like a WB, kind of show. And that one was pretty cool at the beginning, but then towards the end, it had some kind of like very almost like teeny bopper vibes type. And it was like kind of cheesy, some of the storyline and some of the villains, where they could have done a better job, with that. But I mean, once I fucking like a show, it's hard for me to give it up. It doesn't matter what it is. Like I'm loyal, I want to watch it to the end. And a lot of my favorites are ending, like Goldberg's. Like I don't have too many sitcoms I watch anymore, like Goldberg's. And now that's over. So now the only real one I watch, I think, is The Neighborhood with like Cedric the Entertainer. And it's got Schmidt from New Girl as his neighbor, which it's a funny show. And then Beth Bears is in it as well. The blonde. And Two Broke Girls, she's in there also. And then Pam from Martin is the wife of Cedric. Oh, what do we got here? We got a ladder. Wardlow going to get the business. Yeah, love me some Flash. Bogats. We're no longer there. We may never go back. Will we ever do basketball ever again? NBA, college hoops? Maybe. Maybe not. These are the vibes I need. Being by that water. But let me know what you guys want to see for photos. I can go more pancakes. I got distracted because I wanted to show you some love with the Padres. Let me get back on my pancake tip. I got one more for you to show the love. Orange Cassidy, let's go, baby. There's like so many characters in AEW that would just literally be nobodies in WWE. They wouldn't use them right. And anyone that's like a small guy or middle size, like they're, not heavyweight, size, they're small, they're smaller dudes, right? But it doesn't matter on AEW. They appreciate everyone, regardless if you're a giant or if you're fucking 5 foot. You know what I mean? And that's what I love. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could still be 5'5" to like 5'9", and WWE would just throw you into the dirt, right? But you can actually be something here. Orange Cassidy, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin. I mean, it's just cool to be able to see like the underdogs get a shot and really be popular and be like fan favorites. It's not something that you would see on the WWE side. And that's why I feel that the connection is a little stronger with AEW fans towards their product than WWE. Here we go. Here's Darby. Speaking of another GOAT doing it his way. Fucking Crone Zone is fucking lit. The fucking Crone Zone. Crone Zone. Where you at in the Crone Zone? Is that what do they have a section there? Like the Crone Zone? And I also love Lucha Libre. I love Mexican wrestling. I like to seeing like Latinos and Latinas. I like to see that style. You don't get a whole lot of that on the WWE side. And I like Lucha Bros and some of these pieces of talent that are floating around on NJPW and ROH, where you would, if you only watch WWE, you would have no idea. And I just like that hardcore, innovative, different style of wrestling, not the standard punch, kick, DDT, body slam, pin, 1, 2, 3, it's over. Like you get a little bit more excitement and unpredictability, I feel, with AEW. That's why I think I enjoy that a little bit more. It reminds me of ECW and WCW too. Really like a modern day ECW. Like the hardcore wrestling was the best in ECW with like RVD and Sabu. WCW had the best presentation, and then the Legends, then the NWO, and then obviously WWF had the Stone Cold Rock, Undertaker, Mankind, DX vibe, and obviously NWO for the WCW side. So I guess it just depends on what kind of fan you are of wrestling. Sometimes you can be enamored by the actual wrestler guy or girl, but sometimes it's like mic skills. Sometimes it's like, high risk, submission, like what type of style of wrestling that you enjoy to watch. So that's big facts. Damn, I need some of this fluffy. I need some of this fluffy. Look at the fluff on this. Man, whoever made that is fucking, they know what they're doing right there. Looks like a fucking pastry. He said the fucking Crone Zone, wherever he hits a home run. So the zone moves a lot. LMAOO. My boy. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great for sports, man. Like I said, we don't want to have, the obvious was Celtics and Denver win game 1, Celtics and, Nuggets win game 2, and then we just, kind of have that pattern. It's always good to flip up the routine. It's not like every team is going to win that game 1 on the road, but you see it a little bit more often than you think. I'm about to go to Flavortown. Crone Zone. Oh, Darby Allin. What a crazy mofo. Fucking Darby. Plus, when I'm watching wrestling, I want to say like ooh and ah and fucking oh my God, like holy shit. And I don't really feel like I get that in WWE that much. I can watch 3 hours and not even say it once, but I can watch like Dynamite for an hour and I might have said it 4 times. That's when you know the product is a little bit better, when you're getting those ooh and ah moments and it's not a pay-per-view. Yeah, the Flash, baby. Elliot, Finley, Sarah, Jameson, food, chat, please recommend, type, O-Dog, pictures. Then we look and then we say, good. Give the recommendation.
Why was I born with 2 hands? Because you were born to try Arby's bourbon barbecue sliders. 2 at a time for just $4. The body just loves barbecue sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
I need food. Very nice. Pizza. Watermelon.
Simply orange juice. Fresh squeezed taste that puts the in OJ. Hey, yes, the 100% simply orange juice.
Fucking Elliot's favorite, the pizza. Fucking pizza. Nobody likes pizza more than Elliot, besides like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Every day, pizza. Monday, pizza. Tuesday, pizza. Wednesday, burrito? Nope, pizza. And then sometimes when you have like the pizza, it's like the smaller pepperonis. Sometimes those ones, those pizzas end up being like really good too. Some have like the bigger pepperoni and then like the little ones. Little ones kind of remind me of like school pizza, kind of, but. Oh, pizza.
What was the most disgusting thing I ate? Everything.
All right, I got Dynamite on. We got Big Cass. Where's Enzo? I mean, going back and watching promos of them, it definitely makes you remember like how over they were. You don't really get an audience to know your whole spiel word for word in every building. Is a pepperoni, hey, 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 yeah. P-E-P-P-P-P-P-P-R-R-R-R-R O-O-O-O-N-I-I-I-I P-I-I-I-I Z-Z-Z-Z-I-I-I-I. Yo, boy. You guys are good. Hey, I'm here for your entertainment. Yeah, damn right. And it doesn't even have to be summertime. Like you can have, I mean, obviously there's going to be times where it's in season, but especially, like if you're hanging out with the boys or, you're doing a barbecue or you're going to a barbecue and you see like, oh, it's available. It's like, it's something that's going to be there every place you go. It's kind of like a treat. Like, oh, yeah, it would be hard for me to see a slice like there and not like partake. Realistically, I would probably have two. Like that's how good it is. So far. Going to Flavor Town. He said Big Bill. You can't be Big Cass. Big Bill. They could have did something better than that. Big Bill got Darby Allin in the bear hug. Finisher. 1, 2, 2. Yes. Corn on the cob. Very nice. Corn on the cob. Now I have to do corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. A Mexican corn on the cob. I feel like if you've never eaten the Mexican corn on the cob style and then you have it, I feel like it could be like an addiction that you could have. You'd be like, oh, it's not going to be that good. And you'd be like, what have I been missing my whole life? Nice. The delish flavor. Luxy Nair for AEW. Ooh, big clothesline. No watermelon. Ah. Damn, now I'm really like all these options. I have pizza today, though, for the first time in a long time. So good. But this is, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I have been kind of craving pad thai, too. No lie. The goddamn Astro becomes 7 seconds. Boo, fuck Astro. Boo. Pizza and Mountain Dew. It's all about the Mountain Dew. He said corn on the cob grilled watermelon, country style rib, greatest meal of all time. That does sound really good. Oh, and then you go to the Mexican street corn. Oh my gosh, look at this one. I mean, you want to go to fucking Flavor Town? Look, it's a delish. It's a very nice. Oh, it's like a fucking hot Cheeto. Corn on the cob Cheeto. Oh, Darby Allin with the pin. Ellen. Yeah, I'd rather do AEW Dynamite than do basketball. I don't know. It's just what it is, man. We'll try things and then we make a decision. Shit, I'd rather talk NFL for 3 hours than, it's like I'll watch it in the background, but just to have it as the primary, probably not a smart decision. The fucking corn on the cob, that's an excellent decision. Dude, they have these crazy Mountain Dew. Like my buddy brought Mountain Dew. They have like green apple. Have you tried that one? Bro, there's like certain locations that have these like exclusive flavors. I've never had the green apple. I had it. Like he brought 3 cans up to Seattle, like he saved. And I was like, wow. It was incredible. We got Blackpool Combat Club and we got Young Bucks. Oh. Oh. Off the truck? Off the hood? Uh-oh. BCC trying to be like NWO. Oh, my God. But I'm telling you, and they also have something called like Cactus Cooler that isn't around here. It's like, and he ended up saving a can of that for like months, and he saved it to bring it up there. We always try to make the most. It's like some people, will save like a nice bottle of wine, and like me and the bros, like, they'll find like some rare ass like soda that's like super rare, and they'll save it for like an occasion and whatnot. But oh my God. But bro, I mean, I'm telling you, that might have been, see if I can find a photo. I've only seen it available in one store here in Oregon too. But I imagine it's available in other places, but Thrashed Apple, it's called. And you have to get it in the can. You can't get a plastic bottle of it. It has to be in the can, preferably in the freezer or the fridge. But I'm telling you, if you like Mountain Dew and you like the Flavor Town, and you don't mind like the green apple candy, oh my God. Yeah, you fucking instantly drink more than one. You could be stoned or not stoned. You could be drunk or not drunk. But I'm telling you, if you find this gem in your hometown state, try it. And I guarantee you'll like it. If you liked apple, green apple, candy, and you like Mountain Dew, it's very nice. But I would look for it. It's rare. Peeps flavored Pepsi. Dude, why would you do such a thing? You have to look at the flavors, bro, for the Flavor Town. I'll show this other one. So far, AEW has been good. And then this is one of the best of all time. If you can find this, I don't know if they sell this in your hometown state, but if you want something that is ridiculous, it's this right here. And you'll let me know if you guys have this available in your location or not. So this one is fire. I only had one or maybe 1 or 2 cans, and I was hooked. I was like, oh, I haven't had it since the trip, but I've been like thinking about it. Like maybe I go to that one store out of my way and go get like a 12-pack and just, enjoy it. But right here, the Cactus Cooler, the one on the left, orange pineapple soda. Oh my God, it'll change your fucking life. Like my bro saved a can for like 6 months just to bring it up to Seattle. It's yeah. And sometimes you get those things that it's not like the popular stuff, but then you find something and then, yeah. But if you can find that in your hometown state, if you've had it, it's ridiculous. Orange pineapple, but and it's blended very well. Like it's hard to describe on how good it is. Yeah. And look at the can, the artwork. It's very cool, man. Obviously, the one on the right looks like an old school one from like the 80s or 90s, and then the one on the left is the one that you can buy currently. So I'm trying to hit you guys with the knowledge, of the rare. Just like when we know with the Wendy's when we get the lemonade, right? You want to go to Flavor Town, so you have to find it. Game changer, both of them. No lie.
The new raspberry watermelon Dunkin' refreshment with flavors of watermelon, raspberry, and a splash of lemonade or green tea.
Cactus Kula.
America runs on Dunkin'. We're visible.
And you got options, right? You got Shasta, you got Crush, Fanta, right? But when you go to those, like the top-notch one, like the Cactus Cooler, man, it's next level shit.
All this with no hidden fees. And yet, it's all on one line. You shouldn't need to share a plan to save on one. It's all you. Plus, we're powered by Verizon's 5G network.
Lemonade, Sprite. See, those are two like bitter. It's like you have to find like the sweet and the savory. Like you got to be able to find flavors that can mix, like an orange pineapple, like where it's going to, like lemonade and Sprite already kind of have a sweet kind of bitter taste to it. So you put them both together, then it's just going to be bitter, right? I would have tried it too, though. Orange Cassidy. The pizza.
Yeah, Renee, there are a lot of people that want to shot at my international championship. So if you want to shot at this, it's double or nothing. We'll find Tony Khan and run him down. I'll fight you all.
Lunch back to you guys. Okay, Richard.
Orange Cassidy. Yeah, I just have to fight you. Chip. He'll take anybody on, man. He's got a lot of heart, but he is banged up. Yeah, you didn't see it. Every match tougher and tougher for Orange Cassidy. He's in rough shape.
Oh, Sammy Guevara is coming out. Sammy's got a whole lot of potential. He's kind of like Matt and Jeff Hardy, high flying, like a Young Bucks kind of type of athlete. At one point, I would like to actually see him team up with the Young Bucks. I think that would be wild. Guevara and the Young Bucks together, like as far as high flying, or you could do Guevara and the Lucha Bros. You could go with the Mexican, like the Latino vibe. But yeah, he's awesome. He puts his body on the line more than most people in the company, in any company. And I like it that Jericho brought him up under his wing. The code red, yeah. If I end up switching it up, right? Yeah, I do that too. Regular, but then you start seeing like these other flavors and stuff, like the purple one, and they have all like the other variations. Like, I don't think people realize like how many that they have. Like, look at this, bro. Shit is ridiculous. And then they got the Baja Blast. Like when you go to like Taco Bell sometimes, like there is an insane amount of stuff that people don't know exists. The Voltage Blue. Like just looking at all four, I want all four of them like immediately. Like, why wouldn't I want to try this? Major Melon. Now, obviously, we already know Code Red is delicious. The Voltage one is good, and then the Live Wire. I mean, I don't think they've ever really had a bad flavor. The Baja Blast is the fucking that's you already know, bro.
The good times, the bad times, the drama, but all of that brought me here and made me who I am today. And I know
It's a very nice. Look at that, the purple one.
in front of you and seen my mistakes firsthand. When I finally get to go and shut up all the naysayers that said I couldn't do something because of this or because of that. I've heard that my entire life and I've never listened to it. I listen to what's in here. I listen to that shit you can't teach, you can't learn. I listen to my heart, and my heart says, at Double or Nothing, I will be the new AEW World Champion.
Sammy Guevara making a statement here today.
What you know about that Baja Blast? Yeah, for real.
Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Joke Boy Jack Perry have been intertwined since the first ever AEW event, Double or Nothing, 4 years ago in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, holy hell. Look at this. I think I just found heaven. Either that or we're staying up for like 2 days straight. Oh, my God. I definitely have not tried all these. Are they? I haven't had any before. Are they good?
Championship, not the only title on the line on May 28th. We found out last week AEW World Tag Team Champions will be on the line with special guest referee Mark Briscoe, with FTR, The Y, with Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett. And right now, let's go down to our college.
So Mountain Dew is supposedly releasing a new flavor. Cake Smash? What? That can't be real. Or maybe it's a promo thing.
The challengers for the World Tag Team Championship in at this time, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, along with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt.
Just not like Sanjay. Who knows?
Crazy that Jeff Jarrett is still on TV. They say everyone needs money.
Hey, screw you, Shivani.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be dipping out here in a little bit. I'm just enjoying the combo and just haven't done food in a little bit. So what's good, bro? Not gonna be in here too much longer since the game has ended, but I figured I'd hang out for just a little bit. I mean, got to look at some stuff that we haven't seen in a little bit. So I'll do a little replay for you. So we started, obviously finished here. Okay. Heat 123, 116. You already know. Then we started it off with the Buc-ee's because it's always a good vibe to see some amazing pulled pork or brisket sandwich. I mean, just those alone would be good in a sandwich. Heaven, Flavor Town, right? Then a little biscuits and gravy. Then we did a little pancakes, which I have been craving. Fluffy. Delicious. Very nice. And then a pizza. The pepperoni. And then we went to Flavor Town where I was talking about some of the rare sodas that are out that are amazing. And here we are. Edo loco moco. Yeah, sure, man. You just came in the room. Why not? Look at something that is a part of your culture and that you enjoy, that you eat often. Yeah. No loco moco. Got you, brother. He's like, this guy's good. All right. No problem. We'll see if we get saved. We might not. But yeah, we'll go for a little bit longer and I'll call it a night. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and we'll probably end up doing the NHL playoffs, either that or the Dodgers and Cardinals, but probably we'll do that NHL playoffs with Carolina and Florida. I think that'll be worth watching. I think it'll be exciting. Not saying that the baseball game won't be exciting, but to skip an NHL playoff game when it's going on would, I don't know. I think that'll probably be the event. Elliot, you got any things that you want to be able to see? I'm still rocking it with the Makalaka. I miss the food part, though. Like I said, that's one thing that I do miss. But it just kind of depends on what time the event ends and if people have school the next morning, or if the cutoff time for me usually is like 10:30, which would be 12:30 or 1:30 usually, but just depending on what the vibe is and where we're at. So they said nerd clusters. That's a real specific thing, bro. They say, what you know about them nerd clusters, bro? The blue one or the pink one? Very, very. What you know about them clusters? The clusters. These are ridiculous. They look really good. Like, yeah. Did you just buy some or something? Or have you been craving them? Oh, you're getting them right now? I was going to say, dude. That's a very specific thing. You must be at the store like with a sweet tooth and you're like, yeah. And normally I don't buy too much stuff, but sometimes I'll get into like a gummy worm, gummy bear phase, or, whatever, Skittles. It's like I don't do it all the time, but every once in a while I'll just get that craving. And I'm like, all right, if I'm going to get something like candy, like what are my options here?
Begrudging respect from Darby Allen towards Sammy Guevara. I think MJF's gonna like that too much.
It's right there. Boom. Sponsored by the Nerds. What's your favorite? Are they? I bet. The Ulu breadfruit. And then Ulu brought up Hulu. Very nice. Ulu is Hulu. Very nice. All right. Ooh. It's a breadfruit versus a jackfruit. What does this taste like? What's the comparative fruit or texture? Like, what's the closest thing that you can compare it to? It's like shit. Fucking I had the sweet tooth. Nerd clusters, bitch. Some of that Mountain Dew. Give me some Ben and Jerry. What's your Ben and Jerry flavor? Are you a Cherry Garcia kind of guy, or you just fucking buy all the, you just fucking just everything. You just open up the thing, buy like 5 of them. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. It tastes like a potato. Interesting. What do you, when you open it up, what do you eat it with, or do you just eat it alone? Oh, okay, I see now. I see like an opened one, and it's like on like a banana leaf, and they look like potatoes, the inside. The brownie batter. He said, I got some of that brownie batter. Oh, shit. Oh, shizzle. Vermont's finest. Said it could be nasty. See, even Jaylen Brown's like the nerds. I'm all about the nerd clusters.
Well, the referee Britt's trying to hit her. Britt's the one on the floor.
It's a barricade. And now Tony Storm returns. ESD to the ring. We're going to stick with his action. Picture, don't.
Oh, shit. They got a brownie batter, and then they got a cookies and cream cheesecake core. Oh, shit. Damn, they got some flavors. Fucking Flavor Town, huh? So, like, when you get one of these, do you, like, eat the whole thing in, like, a sitting, or you, like, eat half of it? Like, I don't know. I feel like when you have a little container like that, you can go through it pretty quick. If you want to, I guess.
Lord of the Lease.
I'm not the hat person.
Yeah. Emperor Rentarus.
That's funny. No.
Rentar the Trusted.
I don't know.
Master of the Rental Sphere.
Wow. Oh, is it too much?
Hard to stack up.
Ways to find a place.
This is the all-new Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla from Papa John's. Bold Doritos Cool Ranch flavors with our signature flatbread style sandwich for the zestiest flavor mashup ever. Only at Papa John's.
He said the entire thing.
How did they make Starbucks taste so juicy?
I don't know. You just asked the whole universe.
Humans are asking for juice. We are the juice.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
Around here, we like to keep things simple. No.
Sure do. That's why at Progressive, we show you rates from other companies, even if they're lower than ours. So you can choose what's best.
Said watching the super bad with the brownie batter Cole. I bet. Are you watching right now? I mean, like when you start that, it's like impossible for me to like only go a quarter of the way. Like once I'm committed, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm not watching the whole, like it's like way too good. It's like you're doing yourself a disservice if you actually don't follow through. Damn, that's ridiculous to have so many flavors. You know, watch it tomorrow. All right, well, fucking A, man. You know, I just wanted to hang out and just chill for a little bit and look at some food after the game was over. I'm still watching a little AEW, and I will spend some time with Paisley because, you know, I love spending time with her. So appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you to everyone that came through, showed love. Let's go through the photos here one more time, and we'll call it a night. And I'll be back tomorrow, and probably we'll do the hockey playoff game. We'll see. It's Nuggets, Lakers, Dodgers, Cardinals, or Carolina, Florida in the NHL playoffs. So we'll probably do that. But I'll watch all three at the same time, but this one will be the primary. Damn, pancakes look fire. And the pizza, baby. All right, I'll do that. I'll do the Kahlua pork plate. We'll do that before I go. Sure. Can't twist my arm talking about food. Of course, if it's food, I want to see that. It might be. See, like that. Wow. You know, but I know there's, you know, obviously you'll have it like to go, and, you know, and then you'll have it kind of look like this when you have like a restaurant. It'll be more like when it's in the to-go plate and whatnot. But and here's just another Hawaiian barbecue photo. Another plate lunch. I love a plate lunch. Yeah, now you got me all fucking hungry, man. It's a done deal. I'll have to wait till tomorrow, though. It's too late now. Well, I appreciate everyone that came through, watched the game. Final score, Miami Heat 123, Celtics 116. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some NHL playoffs, either that or MLB or a little NBA, but it'll probably be baseball or hockey, more than likely. Everyone have a good rest of your night. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.